Welcome in, boys and girls. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Coffee's at the ready. Coffee's at the ready. Good morning. I have 2 cups of coffee. Made one, forgot that I made it, so I made another one, got to my computer, and there was the first. Yep, that's a really good sign that coffee is required. I'm technically on coffee number 2 already today. It's going to be a caffeine-fueled day, methinks. But it's reset day. For some of you that have read the stream title, there cannot, in theory, be all that many reset days left until patch 9.2. Surely, Blizzard, come on, give us a release date. One of the last resets, when are you expecting 9.2? For reference, my money is on the 22nd of February. 22nd of February. I'm still holding strong in the belief that it will be the 22nd of February. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see if I'm wrong. But that would mean, you know, there's like literally only a couple of resets left. So, hey, Sharkshooter, how we doing? Welcome in. Good to see you. Nice to see you're staying busy. And Haddock, of course, good morning in. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. I was thinking to myself yesterday, thinking in a little bit of detail, that how much, considering, right, there's some logic here, right, considering just how much I'm struggling to stock up on Corthite crystals, even though I'm absolutely certain that I want to. I'm absolutely certain that for the first couple of weeks of patch 9.2, the rank 6s are going to go sky high in price. Nobody is going to be in court. The logic all says that it should be a thing, right? Nobody's going to be in Korthia anymore. Everybody's going to move to Zereth Mortis. Because of that, nobody's going to be getting Korthite crystals like they are currently. Yet everybody is going to want to, or not necessarily everybody, but a good portion of people are going to be coming back to the game, playing catch up, getting their rank 6s in order, on the basis that, you know, we can't craft rank 7s yet. Rank 7s will come, but I think there'll be people that will get their rank 6s in place. Maybe they'll be recrafting their legendaries into a different slot and feel the need to do it anyway. I still think that rank 6s are going to pop off in the first couple of weeks of 9.2. There seems to be no reason why they wouldn't, but because of the severe lack of Korthite crystals kicking about now, I kind of almost want to stop selling rank 6s, yet continue to keep buying Korthite crystals. So then I not only have a small supply of Korthite crystals, but I then also maintain a decent quantity of rank 6s to sell. I'm really not decided, but obviously what that's going to do is turn off what is probably somewhere in the region of, I don't know, how much are we even doing in terms of revenue a week at the moment? Where's my TSM real quick? We are, in the last month, we've done 22 million gold in sales. Yeah, see, that's the problem, you see. If I turn off the sales of rank 6s, I can imagine that there would be, you know, I'd probably be sacrificing 10 million gold in sales, potentially. And I always tell people, you know, turnover's king. Just bump up the minimum profit on the rank 6s. Well, you see, that's another possibility. I could just, you know, tweak things a little bit to say, right, well, I will still sell them, but I won't sell them unless I'm making like 30, 40, 50% profit on them. It's still, you know, yeah, I'm not sure what to do. But I'm almost certain that we'll see a bump in price on the rank 6s until people unlock rank 7s. But I'm also slightly skeptical because we don't appear to have had a balance pass on the materials in 9.2 yet. For the quantity of materials needed to craft the certain items. So yeah, I'm in two minds. Just came back after a decent break and realised that I left a good chunk of product and profit in the mail, so about 1.5 million-ish. Hey, happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. I'm tempted to join a competition, but it runs until the 28th of February, so I need to know the release date first. A competition? What's this, some sort of like Path of Exile League or something? Why the 22nd? What made you choose that date in particular? Well, the only thing we know for certain is that the Arena World Championships start on the 18th of March. The Arena World Championships kicking in on the 18th of March means that, you know, 9.2 pretty much has to come out before the Arena World Championship starts. Because how can you have a Season 3 Arena World Championships before Season 3 is launched, you know? You can't do it. Now, I don't think they're going to release it literally the week before, nor do I think they're going to want to have it clash with, you know, Mythic Raid releasing and this sort of stuff. Because there's a strong likelihood that most of the people that play competitively in Arena also dabble in a bit of, you know, raiding. So I'd imagine they wouldn't want it to clash. So my money's on that they're going to have to release 9.2 in the last week or so of February to give people enough time to actually play the game properly before they go and, you know, host a tournament. So that's my theory, at least. Whether it ends up being that way or not, who knows? But I feel it's a sensible take. What did we sell yesterday then? We once again spent considerably more gold than we made, but that's not really too much of a concern right now. I don't mind. There's me saying maybe I should just switch off my rank 6 sales, and let's be fair, I'm not really making that many of them at the moment. 1, 2, 3. I literally only sold 3 legendaries yesterday. So maybe it's not really much of a concern anyway. Let's do something with this Desolate Leather though real quick. I'm also very tempted, like super duper mega tempted, to actually just take a week off. Super duper mega tempted to just take a week off. After January was a busy month for me. December was obviously busy. I kind of feel like I want to take a week off before 9.2 just to chill and relax. But you know, if I'm going to do that, I need to do it quickly. And I know, oh, you play video games for a living. What you've always on time off. But yeah, I know it's gross, but it's still a lot of, you know. My brain is never. You got to remember this, right? My brain is literally never not thinking about World of Warcraft, and it's as enjoyable as it is to do what I do, it still has the same effect on you psychologically as doing anything else. Chill and relax, is that code for Factorio? Not really. Well, I don't know. The thing is if I actually take a week off, the sensible thing to do would be to just turn my computer off and not even play video games. But then I know 2 days in, I'll just be like itching to, you know, play something.
Hello there.
It's nearly, you know, it's one of the, it's the only downside to making a living off your hobby. The fact that it's, don't turn it off, keep NiceHash going. Oh yeah, I can keep mining in the background, sure. It's the only downside of, you know, trying to earn a living off your hobby. Is that there's a clash of interests there occasionally, and it's very difficult to switch off. Kind of made a bit of a boo-boo. I wanted to boost a new alt and moved enchanting to it. Wanted to restock yesterday, so I bought some shards to shatter. And I don't have the shatter recipe. Yeah, this is the one reason why I actually want to get my enchanter. Well, this bank character specifically. This bank character is my enchanter, but he's only level 48. I kind of almost want to get him to 60 just so I can get that pattern and do some higher level enchanting stuff, but it seems like a lot of effort for not a lot of reward, really. My quote-unquote week off will be the start of the new PoE League. Yeah. Yeah, I think it might be sensible to just switch off World of Warcraft for an entire week. I mean, sure, I could do a half holiday, couldn't I? I could just not play WoW for a week, not talk about WoW for a week, maybe play some other games for a week. I mean, it ultimately will end up me playing. I reinstalled City Skylines this morning. Reinstalled City Skylines. I've not played that game since 2016. I played City Skylines quite a lot when it first came out. There's actually, believe it or not, I don't know if they're still there, I actually have videos on my YouTube channel around City Skylines. I don't think they're public anymore. How can I go to the very end of my... it becomes relatively difficult to scroll through all of my videos now. There's too many of them. I actually played City Skylines a hell of a lot in the past and really enjoyed it, but I put the game down and haven't picked it up again for like over 5 years. So I'm going to be, even if I do start playing it again, I'm going to be incredibly rusty. Where is it? Wow, these were the heydays. Wow. Late 2020. My videos were popping off then. Damn. I think there's a strong chance I might have even deleted them all off my YouTube channel. They might not even be there anymore. Oh no, they are here. City Skylines, Starting an Empire, Episode 1. Published on the 9th of September 2015. 328 views. Damn. You know what's really sad? Is I still have almost the exact same thumbnail design as I did like in 2015. Oh dear. Does the pattern require a level 60? It's just reputation, right? It is just a rep grind, I think. Honoured, maybe? I'm not sure. The thumbnail is a classic. Hey, it's got to be, right? It's all about branding. It's all about branding. Both rep and 60, I made that mistake myself. Oh, okay. So you can't just get honoured with somebody whilst leveling and then get the pattern. Oh, boo. Can we, I'm intrigued now. I'm intrigued. This is private, but I'll show you guys on stream just because it's funny. I have no idea how this is gonna go. Hang on. No, not that one. We can close that now. Let's let's load this very quickly.
Boys and girls, welcome. Today I decided to play myself some City Skylines.
Well, my my microphone back then was even worse. Oh my god. Tragic.
I thought I'd bring you along for the journey.
What is this
now,
weird...
You guys are mostly going to have been seeing some
I've put some weird thing around the edge.
Channels,
Why is it beveled around the edges?
Let's diversify that a little bit. City Skylines is a very, very popular game, and I thought it was worth playing.
God, I sound so awkward on the microphone. Oh my days. Okay, well, back in September the 9th, 2000, before auto-tune. Yeah, before I got my wonderful pre-coffee husky voice on the go. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately not all of us sound quite as smooth as Dirty Herbie does, but hold on, when did you secretly stream this? This was my god, back in the day when I even bothered to do proper descriptions. Jesus. Okay. So yeah, it's it goes to show I've been doing this thing a while, but you know, I've taken breaks. So what did we end up doing? I think the game looks exactly the same. I honestly have no... I genuinely cannot remember how to play the game, even though... I mean, I'm sure it's pretty self-explanatory by the time you get into it, but... I'm really tempted to give this a blast for a while as well. Anyway. That's a task for another day, maybe. Desolate Leather, let's get all of this out of the way. Let's get all of this way out of the way. Wait for this to come back to us in 30 days' time. Oh, no, it's locked up. I've only ever released one YouTube video, 345,000 views. Hey, that's quit while you're ahead sort of situation, right? It's good effort, that. It's good effort. I'm relatively safe in assuming that of all of my public videos in the last year probably haven't done 345,000 views. Due to the fact that I don't strive for overly clickbaity videos. None of my videos really accidentally go boom in the YouTube algorithm just because of the thumbnail. Which is a conscious decision I made, you know, in the first place, but a Minecraft video back in 2011. Wow, okay. That's big. Someone once bet me I couldn't get 1,000 views on a video, so I just made a clickbait video. Yeah, I mean, you can bang views, like, without even trying if you just get some good clickbait on the go. But if you actually try, to somewhat build an audience from YouTube, you've got to try and be careful with that. I know I'm almost a little bit over-cautious with it nowadays, to be honest, but I think it's for the better. My most viewed video of all time, though, I think I've showed you guys this on stream before. My most viewed video of all time on my channel has 368,220 views, but it's been privated for years at this point. And it was it was eloquently titled 20,000 Gold in 30 Minutes. It was published on the 7th of July 2014 and was a battered hilt farming guide. That's my on this channel at least. I've actually worked on other YouTube channels for other people and had far greater success than that. But I've had a million plus viewed video before, but just not on this channel. It's interesting to go back and look at how I started making videos and how I do videos now. Although I mean, I obviously still can't decide on what is my preferred video format. I don't know. I'm intrigued to, like, it's very difficult to gauge just whether people like these short form highlight videos or not. Because some people say they like them, some people say that they hate them. But my analytics are really neutral about the whole situation. Obviously, I get more views when I publish more videos, so that doesn't count. But I don't gain, nor do I lose any subscribers. I gain a similar ratio of likes, a similar ratio of comments. So I really don't know. I usually like to think I have all the answers when it comes to YouTube, but I'm a bit stumped with this one. I really don't know. I analyse the crap out of the data far too much, though. I'm a true analytics nerd at heart. It's probably why I have ended up being quite good at gold making. This heavy callus hide probably needs to be converted. Let's see what this says. Only 36 missing. Okay. Should we do a little? Should we do a little bit of shopping? Maybe. Should we do a little bit of shopping? Anything cheap? Now, you know what's really gross? I'm looking at 125 pallid bones and thinking they're cheap. Oh, that's why. That's why. Somebody's trying to reset the price of pallid bones. Sure. Sub 3 gold desolate leather still. Jesus. Lace strike at 7. It's not the worst price, but it's not the best. Soul dust at 8, believe it or not, is actually totally worth my while to buy it. Just so I don't have to make the stuff myself. Yoink. Phaedrum is still getting cheaper. The bots are still going, look. The bots are still going, undercutting themselves every time. They're still pushing forward with Phaedrum ore. I have nearly 100,000 Phaedrum ore though. It's time to stop buying it for a short minute, I think. Soul dust should not be, realistically, soul dust should not be any more than about 5 or 6 gold a piece, but I'm willing to pay somebody a premium to make it for me, so that I don't have to bother. Oxane at 16 is actually not the worst price. I might have that. Not that I need huge amounts of Oxane ore, because I either use it for crafting Shadowghast ingots, or yeah, or that's about it. Same with the Solanum ore actually. I've got a sizable amount of it, but that's not the worst price. It's lower than my smart average, so. Sinvir at 22, that's also not the worst price. And I should really stock up some more on Sinvir. I'm willing to pay 11 to 12 gold on my realm for Soul Dust. I'd be glad to get it at 8 to 9. Yeah, it rarely is at that sort of price. It usually floats around 12 to 15 gold a piece. But sometimes somebody crafts up a whole bunch of it and you know, tries to get themselves a quick sale. And I'll facilitate that quick sale. It's fine. Regional sale average on Sinvir is like considerably cheaper than what it is here. But this is another thing. I suspect heavily that at least the early weeks of 9.2, the zone-specific ores are going to go up in value as well. For once again, for the same logic as everything else, that everybody will be in Zereth Mortis, and Zereth Mortis doesn't offer these materials. You'll have to actively be going out of your way to farm these materials, which less and less people will be interested in doing. But, you know, if a bot decides to have a go, then it's a different story. That's what you've always got to be careful for. Sacred Shards at 28, are you mad? This goddamn Lightless Silk still won't go cheap. The day it goes cheap, I say this every day, but the day Lightless Silk hits 25, I'll buy all of it. But it's got to hit 25 first. Do you feel it helps to report the bots? I mean, I'm sure it helps, you know, overall, but a lot of people get way too caught up in it. You should just, you know, report the bot and move on. Don't get too caught up in the drama of trying to chase bots. It's honestly not worth it. Okay, that's a 20 gold premium for a Shadowghast ingot. But on the flip side, do I just want to have lots of Shadowghast ingots? I probably do. I will leave them there for now. Now, in theory, I could hoover up nearly 1,000 additional Korthite crystals. Do I want to hoover up nearly 1,000 Korthite crystals? Sure. Right, stop spending money now. Stop spending all the gold. We've spent it all now. It's good. What's our situation on expireds? I sold a rank 3. Go on, check me out. A rank 3 Shadowgas necklace for 21,000 gold. Shit the bed. Well. Miracles do happen. We have all of about 10 minutes until half of this lot expires. 10, 20, 23, 25, 26. Okay. Within half an hour, a big chunk of our auctions expire. Then we got 3 hours till all of this lot doesn't expire. In fact, in 3 hours' time, literally our entire auction house falls off. So conveniently, just as I probably will look to end the stream. Great. I guess I will wait 10-20 minutes for all of these to expire, relist these, and then do a cancel scan on the 3 hour stuff. Still not posting for 23 hours. I know. I should do better. I should absolutely do better. We'll check Draenor instead. Let's see if we've our sales on Draenor slowed down quite a lot the last few days. For no logical reason. I've still been posting the same amount. But although I did switch to 12-hour listings, that might be the problem actually. I might be going a fair amount of time during the day without actually having my listings up on the auction house. Which may be why my revenue slowed down. A lot of guilds are on break until 9.2. Yeah, see, like I was saying earlier, it makes sense to do it now. If you know that there's a new patch coming up relatively soon, taking a small break now is not the worst idea, because the likelihood is that as soon as 9.2 launches, you're going to go pretty ham for a while. So TSM's acting weird. It says posting at normal price, and it posted it for 180k, but my normal is only 140. Okay, yeah, that's weird. We might need to do a bit of a restock on Draenor. I think we might need to do a bit of a restock here. It's weird, you know, I've got so used to using LST to keep track of how many legendaries I have. I miss it in other markets. I miss not being able to easily see just how many like like Crafters Mark 3s and Crafters Mark 4s and stuff I have. I really miss not having that functionality somewhere else. I mean, TSM kind of displays it, but it's a bit guff. It's not as nice. For example, in TSM, you can use the TSM ledger, so you can go here and you can say, right, well, let's just, I don't know, Shadow Steel. You can do this and you can see, right, well, this is how many I've got, but the problem is that you then have to hover over all of them, right, 117s, 230s, 168s, 200s. If it just put the item level in brackets here, if nothing else, just putting the item level in brackets next to the item, or give it another column. You know, give me another column that says, in fact, I should check. No. Yeah, there's not an item level column. If you just give me another column that says item level, I'd actually use this. And it would allow me to keep track of just what I've got and what the overall value and stuff of them is. But yeah, for some reason, I can't really say why, but for some reason I prefer LST. And not just because the add-on dev's watching. So did somebody like literally ninja buy what I posted? They did. Oh, that's probably why. Because it costs 1,200 gold to make it, and I sold it for 14. Yeah, that's probably why. Is that a subtle hint for crafted mark gear stock tracker in 10.0? Something like that. Something like that. I think I'm getting a little impatient though, to be honest. All that because a lot of the most of the content that I do revolves around what's coming. And, you know, now that we've almost got 9.2, I just want 9.2 to be here. Allow me to play 9.2 for a couple of months. Then, because what I really want is 10.0. You know, 9.2, like, yeah, whatever. It's the last patch. Cool, great, excellent. Let's get that done. I want to see what 10.0 is. Because I want to see what's new. Because I've been quite public recently about saying that I am bored shitless with legendaries. Honestly, I cannot wait. Well, 9 point, yeah, sure, we got 9.2.5. Yeah, you're right, but I actually at this point can't wait for legendaries to go away. Come on, mailbox, let's see those numbers. Yeah, we're getting there. We've got to get through the expireds first. Burn through the expireds and then we should be good to go. A lot of this real cheap stuff now I should probably just switch off. Or in fact, I shouldn't switch it off. I should just crank the minimum profit required on it to an absurd level. Because occasionally I'll end up selling one of these stupid things at 200 gold and it's like, well, what was the point? Looking at why stuff is being posted at crazy prices, and it comes down to the fact that TSM doesn't actually have a clue that I can craft the Legos. Yeah, happens frequently. My guild is dead, but my Lego money's too good. What do you think is the best time to switch realm after 9.2.5? I mean, it depends. If your money is that good that you don't need to make a lot of gold anymore, then you can switch whenever you want, really. This is the luxury of having lots of gold. You then get to decide when you want to try and make more of it. And in your scenario, I seem to believe that you're probably sat on a Scrooge McDuck sized pile of gold already. So I don't think in that regard there is much of a best time. I mean, it's true to say, though, that you should probably do that way before a new expansion turns up. So many people wait till a new expansion launches and then decide that they want to move. And that's almost too late, because guilds look to recruit before a new expansion lands. In the downtime of, or towards the end of a patch is where most guilds will start their recruitment for the next patch. So if you want to try and do something different, relocate for 10.0, I would start thinking about it and maybe start looking at which realms you might want to go to. I have a distinct feeling we're not going to have stacks of cash in this mailbox. We're only up to 7k, and in 7 seconds we'll find out the total. Yeah. 12,000 gold. Fuck a duck. Okay. See, this is what happens when you let all your auctions expire. You don't sell anything. That's quite an owie. That's a big owie. And this is Draenor. This is the biggest server in the EU. I didn't repost my auctions last night though, so it's entirely my own fault. Might have to work a bit more for it. Yeah, that's it. I might actually have to put the auctions on the auction house if I expect them to sell. So lazy. So annoying that we never know what the material costs are going to be. Yeah, I really wish that Blizzard would just hurry up and do the material balancing pass on all of the new crafts, so that we can at least then start to get an indication to just how and what is going to be required for crafting stuff. Good point. I've got the luxury to choose the time. Second question though is the destination realm. The destination realm is probably the equivalent of Draenor, and my pet flipping alt is already there. Is already unhappy with the result. Any tip for full pop realm? Realistically, if you're... I mean, the top two are Draenor and Kazakh. Yet there are many... There's a whole cluster of realms that are not the top 2 or 3. But there's a whole cluster of realms that are all pretty good. And being on a pretty good realm is a good place to be for most. Do you think they plan to keep the Pog Essence per craft low? I don't know if you noticed or not, but they only stack to 10. Yeah, I did notice they only stack to 10, which feels weird. It kind of leaves me to think that they might keep it low. I hope they don't, though. I really hope they don't. I hope they increase the drop rate and bump it up. Because otherwise, well, I don't know. This is the problem, right? We don't know what Blizzard wants to achieve with this. If Blizzard wants to achieve a scenario where rank 7s are slightly more expensive than a rank 6 is, and the cost of crafting a vestige of Eternal is more than crafting a vestige of Origins, which logically makes sense because it's a better item, it creates a better item, it gives you +3 ranks instead of +2, so it makes sense that it costs more to craft it, or at the very least uses more materials to make it. But what they might want to do is they might, like, this is very speculative, but they might want this new vestige of Eternal to be super cheap, to just crush the legendary market in terms of cost, to give people the opportunity to, as many people an opportunity to get into the market, and to drop the overall price of legendaries, to give people as much access to them as possible, because it's the last patch. You don't know. They might be deliberately crushing the price of it. Like I said, without knowing what Blizzard's actual goal is for the profession, assuming they have one, of course. They could just be completely winging it. It could be Donny the Donut Boy that's in charge of, you know, balancing the materials. We haven't got a clue. Donny the Donut Boy is in charge of it, then God knows what'll happen. But yeah, the fact that there's only... although, from my testing, at least on the PTR, these POG essences are remarkably difficult to come across. The only place I've ever had one is through a little bit of herbalism and mining. But I've probably done 2 to 3 hours worth of herbalism and mining on the PTR with flying on a character with a speed set so I can zip about, with the luxury that I have no competition, because who in their right mind is farming on the PTR. Even with the stars aligning from a gathering perspective, I've gone maybe 2 to 3 hours with only getting 1 essence from herbalism and mining. Meaning that they are quite literally super duper mega rare at the moment, which would make sense that they then end up costing like 20, 30, 40,000 gold a piece, just purely based on the scarcity of them. Yeah, we don't know. But the fact that they're also going into the 262 Crafter's Mark gear, you know, you've got a whole extra cluster of people that want to buy them. At this point, it's a little bit up in the air. Hey, 10 months on the Prime Gaming. Thank you, thank you. There we go. Bezos bucks coming my way. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. There might be an idea to look at where the top raid teams are. That's tend to be where raiders go, and now where people who will want the boosts will go. That's also where you'll sell your Legos. Yeah, I mean, it's relatively true to say that if you play on a server that's got plenty of people, you won't have much problem selling stuff. Obviously, you'll have more competition, but the possibility to sell more stuff is there. 262s on my realm go for between 180 to 300, so I really hope they drop massively in price. I get spending 70 to 80 for a piece that should be my best ever piece on that slot. More than that's just too much. I mean, if you're still in a world where they're 180 to 300k a piece, I imagine it's purely because the goblins on your realm that are crafting them are just being super greedy. Like, super greedy. But they probably have the ability to be super greedy because there's not many people crafting and selling them. Realistically, a rank 6 shouldn't have a crafting cost much more than 50k on any realm at the moment. Because even the high population realms right now, where your Korthite crystals are, I can kind of show you possibly here. Let's pick an expensive one. Shadowgast Wasteguard 262, not the most expensive, but not the cheapest. Even with Korthite crystals at, you know, nearly 900 gold a piece, this thing still actually only costs 50k to make it. Meaning that, you know, you should be looking to sell them for about 65,000 gold is a fair price. Selling them for 180 to 300 is just being super greedy. But, you know, if you're the only person on your realm that crafts that single item, then you charge whatever the hell you want for it. Which is something that, to a degree, is out of Blizzard's hands, right? Blizzard set the crafting cost. They don't set what people charge for them. It's the goblins' prerogative to charge what they want to charge for it. And this is, like I said, all Blizzard can do is make the availability of the materials be such that it results in a somewhat fair crafting cost for the item. You know, if goblins choose to try and, you know, craft something for 50k and sell it for 200k, then fair play to those goblins, but Blizzard can't really do anything about that. Just realised what my TSM operation does. It minuses off the tailoring vestige and adds on the leatherworking vestige. On a rank 5s and 6 won't work anymore if the 9.2 vestige drops in price. TSM's fucked in 9.2. Honestly, TSM's going to be 7 levels of broken, because at the moment we can kind of hack it to get the right sort of prices. But what's going to be a real problem is that when there becomes multiple ways of crafting those items as well, and I worry that Trade Skill Master won't support that. For 9.2, there's a strong possibility I just turn to fixed prices for TSM, because there just won't be a more elegant way to do it, and unless they do a big update. I just need an operation of 100% LST crafting cost. Yeah. There's one of two options. I'll either go like off the deep end with some seriously complicated operations that will probably slow down my TSM, like crunch it down to a halt because the operations will be super duper mega fancy, or I'll just decide to not do any of that and just go to fixed pricing. I have LST to tell me the crafting costs. I have my spreadsheet to tell me what the cheapest way to craft the items is. I might be forced to just go back to a full manual system. Which is not fun by any means, but if it's what's needed, it's what's needed. The vestiges alone on some realms cost 100k to make, with the lightless silk at 60 to 70 gold a piece and Korthite at 1k. Yeah, but I mean, if your lightless silk is 60 to 70k, you really should not be crafting that vestige with tailoring. You should be arguably, because you could save 30k by just having jewel crafting, blacksmithing or leatherworking paired up with that tailor. But you know, if the vestige costs 100k plus the cost of the rank 4 on top of that, then sure, maybe. But I still believe it's got more to do with goblins just being super greedy. Tried to manipulate the TSM material list for the mission table bags, but was not able to find them in TSM. Anybody have any luck to set the value to those bags? You can't really. You set the price for the materials. That you're not. Arguably, the mission table doesn't cost you anything other than time and effort. There's no inherent cost to the mission table, so anything you get from them should just be, you should value those materials at market price. But you need to open the bags, because what you get in the bags can vary. Based on current material requirements is that jewel crafting will end up being the cheapest vestige, followed up by tailoring, then blacksmithing and leatherworking is looking pretty pricey. I'm happy as pig in shit if jewel crafting ends up being the cheapest, because that means I'll be able to utilize jewel crafting for tailoring. The only person that will suffer will be my blacksmith, because my blacksmith is paired up with an enchanter, so the blacksmith kind of has to make his own. And even on my other realms where I'm doing crafting, tailoring is paired up with leatherworking and blacksmithing is paired up with jewel crafting, so I'll be good. But yeah, it's all still subject to change, which is the big frustration. $9.2, they seem to be a lot closer in price overall. The deviation didn't seem to be too large at all. True. But let's not forget the new vestige, the 9.1 vestige didn't take 400 lightless silk straight away. it got changed to need 400 lightless silk. They completely ballsed up on that one. Right, we have just short of 100k worth of gold to spend over on Draenor. I have a feeling though, if I do a restock on the professions, that 100k will get hoovered up by recrafting some profession stuff. I don't think that's going to leave me any spare room for legendaries, unfortunately. Which is not good news, because all of the Shadowgast rings are profitable right now. Although, actually, saying that, having 100k in my back pocket is not the worst situation, because I think I've actually got a lot of essences stocked up. I think I'm actually... I only need the gold for Arboreal Shards, and then I think I'm good. I can check this in my ledger. Inventory, essence... Oh, genius, genius. I've got 120, a minimum of 120 of every essence already. Oh, well, there we go. I've got plenty of essences. I just need to cover the cost of the shards and maybe things like Shadowgast ingots and whatever. Oh, well, that's good news. Maybe I can bang out a bunch of jewel crafting stuff. Let's take a look. Let's take a little looky. We're going to need... Who do we need open for that? We need this one. How do you make your alt non-crafter be able to list crafting cost on TSM tooltip? Well, if your accounts are synchronized together, it should display. It should just do it as long as you've got the accounts synced. On a non-crafter, so hence my auction house account here, for example, that character needs at least a profession. Yeah, it's all because of the sync. If you look in what the TSM sync is doing, if you go into settings, you can see here the character, it says it's offline right now, but there's three primary things it's synchronizing. Your inventory and your gold graph. The big one in your scenario is the profession info. So it will synchronize what it knows about the professions that you have, e.g. crafting costs. And it's also then your purchasing and sale info. So yeah, you need the synchronization on if you want that to be a thing. People were talking about an item on the Steam market yesterday. I saw there was only one cheap listing and the next was like 15 bucks more. So I bought up the cheap one and reposted it. Now everybody's shouting, oh my god, a Reddit mod is market manipulating. Funny what people think manipulating is. Oh dear. Yeah, some people just try and use fancy words because they think they're fancy. What are we? Oh, hang on, what's going on here? These inventory numbers are completely wackadoodle. What I actually need to use is LST from over here. Why are these numbers completely different? It says I've got 2 rank 3s here. Okay, let's do a sync on this. Send data to Mutheus. Receive data from Streamerluck. Is it going to update without me closing it and opening it again? Let's close it and open it again just in case. Bingo, there we go. I've very clearly got different material costs set up on this account. I should then fix that. Oh, I know what I've done. I did the jewel crafting setup on my bank character. I didn't do it on this character though. Meaning that all of my... it's more important to have done it on this one as well. Oops. If I go Anger's Eye, these are 250 a piece. Anger's Eye, Auroblas, Umbriel. Okay, they're good. Oh, Fudge McDuck. I need to set up. Where's my... I did this literally 2 days ago, it feels, on stream already. Shadowlands cheat sheet. Prospecting masterclass. Do all of this. To fix the mass prospecting profit value. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Let's do that first. I should build this into my profile, actually, for Patreons, thinking about it. Let's go jewel crafting. No, lies, materials. Materials or new group raw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Add those to the group. Crafting operation. New crafting operation. With a default crafting cost of, what is it? 20 times destroy. We call that Shadowlands. Or we go, then we go, where do we go? TSM settings, tooltip settings, this one. It's already set to crafting material costs because it should be. Good. Materials, now we change the ores. Ley strike. Ooh, so wrong. So wrong. Ley strike. Lithium. God, my brain's failing me today. Phaedrum. Solinum. Sinvir. Oxane. There we go. Wasn't expecting any of those map prices to change, which is good. Now we do the essences. Rebirth. Oh, that's Skyhide rebirth. Torment. That stayed the same. Servitude. Stayed the same. Valor. Stayed the same. Well, the as it stands at the moment, these are things that I can't easily distribute in a TSM profile. I can share groups and I can share operations, but things like material prices and stuff, I can't share those settings with other people, which is, for the moment, why I mean, yeah, I physically can't share those settings. So it's why the Shadowlands cheat sheet has the prospecting masterclass, and it's all, you know, it's all there, so people can, if they are, this is also, I should heavily emphasize, this is based on you getting your stuff through prospecting, which in my opinion is the right way to do it. But you also still need to bear in mind that there are some scenarios where you might actually buy the essences. If somebody's selling the essences cheaper than what you're able to prospect to get them for, that should still also be a viable option to you. So you kind of need to know, you need to have done this to understand what it is you're doing with it anyway. So building it in is probably not smart anyway. What I could do is I could update the materials to have, you know, the ores ready for you, rather than you having to put them in your own group and whatever. But yeah. If I think about it, the custom sources should be here already. Yeah, they're there already because they're shared across this account. Have I got them activated in the tooltip? That's another question. Rebirth, Servitude, Torment, Valor, yes. So now I should be able to hover over a gem or an essence or something, and it'll tell me. Okay, so yeah, it's indicating here, Rebirth, we prospect zone-specific ore. Servitude, we prospect zone-specific ore. If we want Torments, we prospect Leystrite. Or if we specifically want Valor, we're doing the zone-specific ore. So it's all set up. Happy days. Let's do a reload just to save all those settings. You did minimum smart average DB market on your Rebirth? Did I? I mean, did I? I'll check that now. Yeah, there's no point using customized prices if you then use the wrong customized prices. Oh, good spot. Good spot. That's probably why it went to the moon in terms of price. Yeah, that's better. Oh god, now I need to check them all. Torment's right. Servitude is right. Valor is right, okay, yeah. See, these are much more sensible prices for the essences rather than market prices. See, at the moment, min buyout on these things is 200 a piece. Min buyout on, whereas we can prospect to get them for 150 gold a piece. Servitude is 100. See, this is one of those scenarios, right? Essence of Servitude. It's actually cheaper for me to just buy them off the auction house right now. Than it is to prospect for them. So you kind of got to keep your eyes on that. One of the first stages of this, is fixing the mass prospecting values. So what this now means is on my Jawncrafter, I can quite simply look at these, and these profits then become correct. So you can see here that, right, actually prospecting Leystrite right now is going to return a profit. Prospecting Phaedron will also return a profit. Whereas if you're prospecting Oxane at the moment, you're in for a bad time. And especially if you're prospecting Alethium, you're in for a bad time. But the entire thing is designed to try and point you in the right direction. You still have to, use your brain a little bit though, because, well, you should always be using your brain a little bit, but there's no way to do it perfectly, because there are multiple different ways of getting different items, and they all have different byproducts. So it's just the best we can come up with. All that said, though, what I was actually trying to do was take a little bit of a look at which Shadowgast rings we should be crafting, and the argument here is quite clearly we should be crafting nearly one of every single Shadowgast ring, as there's no reason to not do. Brains are overrated. That is true. The problem is if you buy one essence, you need to buy all of them. Well, unless the cheapest way to get them is through the zone-specific ores. So in the scenario whereas we're in here, where if we look and we can see, right, well actually Rebirth, Servitude and Valor, the cheapest way to get all of those three is by the zone-specific ores. So you should prospect the zone-specific ores to get them. But, and this is one of the buts, right, to get Torments, the cheapest way to get Torments is actually through prospecting Leystrite. Oh, we have ourselves a little raid, boys and girls. Smeesus, thank you very much for the raid. Go on. Appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome in, boys and girls. You've caught us halfway through a little bit of a Jawncrafting restock. So we're just going through some of the how prospecting works in and out of, and more importantly, which ores you should be prospecting to get the essences for the Jawncrafters out there. Welcome in, boys and girls. Appreciate the raid. Thank you. A raid, but not at stream end. Hey, either way. I love your raid emotes. They're pretty fancy. I like that. So yeah, at the moment, prospecting for the ores, it's the zone specific stuff, and that's probably because Draenor is ludicrously big. He worked real hard on them. I mean, one of them looks real fancy. I can't deny a couple of them do look like some fantastic paint jobs, but the goblin dude looks pretty fancy. I wish I had some fancy emotes myself, but I'm way too lazy to get them. So, Draenor prices though on some of the stuff, we can see that the zone-specific ores are just dirt cheap at the moment, which is why it's the best way to prospect these things. Only Sinvir ore's the expensive one, and so hence why it says if you need the torments, you get it from somewhere else. Yeah, I really am a bit of a slacker when it comes to my emotes. I know. If I could find myself a good emote artist within the community, then I'd be more than willing to pay for some nice emotes. What kind of time zone do you stream to be able to log off before Mantheus? Yeah, I know. I know my stream schedule's pretty gross for money. All the best emotes are just faces with the backgrounds removed. Well, that's true. That's true. Just don't make the mistake of asking for emotes on Twitter. I mean, you gotta be careful for asking for you know, if you ask somebody to do some Photoshop work for you and you ask the internet generally, be prepared to have some ridiculous things come back your way. I've learnt that lesson before. Oh, it's 5 AM in the States? Okay, that makes sense then. That makes sense. It's literally midday for me here. It's literally just turned 12. And I'm still drinking my coffee for the morning. Right, so let's queue up some Legos. I love crafting me some Legos. Let's queue up some Legos. Let's refer to LST. LST will tell us what we need. We need a rank 2 ring, because for some reason it's profitable. Shadowgast ring, rank 2. Q. We need a rank 3, a rank 4, and a rank 5. A rank 3, a rank 4... and believe it or not, a rank 5. A rank 5 is what? It's a 3 plus a 2, isn't it? Queue that up. And I'm tempted, very tempted to see if we've got enough to craft another couple of the rank 4s. Because I know they sell like candy. What's with the debate title in Discord? I don't think it's not debate. There are no debate titles in Discord. What did I actually say? This must be one of the last resets before 9.2. That's not debate. It must be, right? One of the last, not the last. I got my clickbait down, don't worry. Paying in exposure will look great on your CV. No, those people are the cancer of the internet. If you want something, pay for it. Jesus Christ. Just use LST crafting, made it so you don't have to go manually adding ranks in TSM. Yeah, I know. I think I'm going to see if we can go 2 more of these. Right. 124,000 gold to generate a potential profit of 24. That's not super favourable, is it, really? That's not super favourable, but I guess it's I guess it's better than nothing. I think... Let's think about this. Let's think about this. Do I want to craft all of those? Ah, sure, why not? Thinking about it, we have most of the stuff. We need 65 arboreal shards. And we need enough stuff to make some Shadowghast ingots by the looks of things. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. I guess we can live with that. Although the Vestige of Origins is going to... I might just not craft that rank 5, you know. I might just not craft the rank 5. Because these things are tragically bad to craft. Even when they're profitable, they're really not. I don't know now. It's a huge amount of gold to dump into something when I don't have a huge amount of gold. Ah, YOLO. You live once. Let's do it. Right, I need 65 arboreal shards first. Which we have to get off our other character. Let's send over some moolah. Some cheddar. Let's just send 20k because I probably need some gold on over there anyway. YOLO's always a win. Exactly. Exactly. As long as you YOLO and win more frequently than you lose, it's GG, right? How you doing, Lyth? Welcome in. Good to see you this morning. Or it's afternoon now, technically. Well, it is for me at least, anyway. It's probably not for most. Right, there's some moolahs. Let's grab some.
Always in stock.
How many did we need? I mean, it'll just buy what we need anyway, won't it?
Take pride
What we do need is arboreal shards, though. No, Korthite crystals. We need 40 of those. There's actually some ore that we need as well, don't we? What? Oh, my list is gone. Oops. Let's hang fire a minute. Full restocks hurt the old wallet. 1,000 odd Korthite crystals a go. Yeah, on main realm, yes. When we quite comfortably burn through 1,500 to 2,000 Korthite crystals every time we do a restock. It gets very painful very quickly. But you know, you gotta spend money to make money, or spend gold to make gold, I should say. Right, a stack of each of the ore I think should be enough. Let's buy Solanum, Oxane, Phaedrum. Whoa, 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 whoa. We can't afford that much. We're not that rich yet. And Sinvir. Oh, I've just realised I should have bought some flux. Oops. I was never going to buy the flux off the auction house, relax. I was merely checking whether it existed. Oh, do I have the... Oh, I might even have the flux I need. Wow, check this out. Check me and my skills. Let's drop an anvil down and get crafting, I suppose. We still need more rebirth and more torment, actually. That I hadn't planned for. Vendors have made out like bandits this expansion. Oh my god. So much so. So much so. We don't need gold sinks in the game when we've got goblins giving quite literally millions of gold to vendors. It's an outrageous amount that the vendors have made this expansion. Making out like bandits is an understatement. Why is it asking me to buy the Leystrite ore? Is that going into the Shadowgast ingot? It must be. The Vestige. It must be, right? Wow, this is still really cheap. Why are we making out? Is your dog called Bandit? Okay. I can. Oh dear. Okay. Put the puppy down. Step away from the puppy. My dog's fast asleep on the floor. She's snoozing. She's fast. Oh, hang on. Hey dog, what up? She's fast asleep. Or she was fast asleep. Right, whacking away over there. Let's in fact let's now we know that we need rebirth in Torment. We can use our little trick, our magic trick. If we need Torment, we should be prospecting Elysium right now. It's the cheapest way to get it. So let's grab a bunch of Leystrite. That will also give us some, you know, spare essences for the others as well. Then we can stock up on some. Yeah, okay. We need Leystrite. We need Leystrite ore. A lot of Leystrite. How much we got? Start with that. Let's see how far that gets us. She's beautiful and beautifully lazy. She's incredibly lazy, that dog. Until we go outside in the snow, and then she seems to find a lot of energy out of nowhere. Probably because she sleeps all day. Are you back in your bed now, Boo Bears, eh? Back in your bed. Sleeping on the floor wasn't comfy. She's gone back to bed. Not looking. Oh dear. She knows we're talking about her. Not looking.
Is that your wallet? Or are you just glad to see me?
Pet
Both,
the puppy.
I hope.
Pet the puppy.
I will do a live. Thank you very much. Appreciate the tier. What? 10 months? 10-month streak as well. Mad streak there. Thank you very much. Hey dog. Hey dog. Hey. Hey. She just winked at me. She chilling. Right, we're almost there on the Shadowgast ingots. Lovely stuff. Ooh, stuff selling. Oh my god, I gave those away. 4,000 gold for 230. Ugh, that's too cheap. Oh well, it's fine. We'll survive. Time to go farm the weekly Korthite. There are a couple of realms where it would definitely be worth. In fact, to be fair, it'd be very worthwhile me going and doing Shaping Fate over here, just because, you know, 5,000 5 Korthite crystals is not far off 5,000 gold, Which, considering you can bang out Shaping Fate in like 20 minutes, it might not be the worst idea, you know. Right, let's see if we can get some more of these essences we need. We could do with preferably 64 torments, meaning in the time it takes us to get those 64 torments, we'll probably get these rebirth as a, you know, as a bonus anyway. So we might not actually need to prospect anything other than Leystrite here, if all goes to plan. Let's leave that doing its thing in the background. While that's working, has everything expired over here? Probably. I got 8 Korthite on the first ult. I hope this will be a good one too. Well, what is it? You get 5 from Shaping Fate. If the world quest happens to bless you, if RNGesus blesses you, you can get maybe 3 from that world quest. So there's 8. Then, you know, if you get lucky, killing a few rares or looting some treasures to actually complete Shaping Fate, you can often get usually between 8 to 11 Korthite crystals on reset day. That's why we see the huge spike of them, the huge supply of them on reset day, because they primarily come from Shaping Fate. But once people have completed Shaping Fate for the week, their access to easy Korthite crystals, you know, drops off a cliff. Aha! Expireds. Lovely stuff. Let's get these relisted then. Multitasking at its finest. Are we fighting the boosters again today? I think the boosters are fighting themselves. I do wonder just what some of the more... Well, we've already seen it. There was already posts popping up on the Wowhead Economy subreddit yesterday of like, oh, I've got a bunch of gold and I now don't know what to do with it to make more gold. And it's like, well, where did you just do whatever you were doing to make that gold in the first place? Well, I made it by boosting. Oh, okay. That becomes a problem then. I think it's probably, we will probably see, there's 2 side effects to this, right? There's a whole bunch of people that have a stack load of cash, loads of gold sitting about now, and want to know what's their next avenue of making more gold. On the flip side, some people have also been reporting that there seems to be far less competition on the auction house all of a sudden. Leaving me to believe that a lot of these people that were spamming trade chat all day, trying to sell boosts, were also doing some auction housing at the same time. Because, you know, if you're spamming in trade chat to try and get people to, you know, find people to refer for boosts, you kind of need to be there, right? Because if somebody whispers you need to be able to respond to them. So it kind of made sense for those people to also then be doing a bit of auction housey stuff on the side. Meaning that if one of their avenues of gold making, and probably their primary avenue of gold making being selling the boosts, disappears, they're also probably not going to have too much of an incentive to sit and cancel scan all day. There might be a bit of a silver lining to this, you know, from other angles as well. Some of the heavy cancel scanners are gone on my server now. This is it. It might be, they might have all been the same people. There was a huge ban wave too. They were probably the ones that got banned. Yeah, lots of people were reporting bans yesterday. Now, I don't think that that's got really anything to do with the whole boosting policy change. Because, you know, Blizzard have got to give people a chance to even see that there's a policy change in place, right? You should surely maybe offer a warning to people. But there were people that were genuinely just straight up getting banned yesterday. I think that ban wave just coincides with... Because the way that Blizzard do their ban waves is they just start making a list of people that they are going to ban, and then they ban them all in one go. They don't just ban somebody the second that they see somebody doing something wrong. They just go on a list, and then at some point they just purge that list of people. So it's probable that all of the auction house bots, the farming bots, anybody caught for doing RMT and all of that sort of business was on a list, and they just purged the list yesterday as well. They wait till the gallows are full. Yeah, something like that, yeah. I thought their version of a warning was doing a 10-day suspension first. Well, the way that they phrased it is that they will issue warnings and then suspensions and then ultimately bans for repeat offenders. The auction house bot that's been going on for 5 months on my realm is still here. I mean, yeah. I never really know what to suggest with these sorts of things. The only thing you can do is if you presume somebody is botting, is to report them and just move on with your day. If they are competing in too many of your markets, it's a bit of a shit situation from every angle. But all you can do is report them and move on. It's ultimately up to Blizzard to do something about it. Reported them once a month at hacks@blizzard.com, but still nothing. Maybe Blizzard can't prove what they're doing is, if yeah, I don't know. My competitors must think I'm crazy because I'm still here cancel scanning. I'll flex my cancel scan tool a little bit more so in patch 9.2. I'm not bothering to do it now. I just can't be asked. It's the honest answer. It's too much like hard work to be cancel scanning at the moment. There's not enough people buying stuff. When things get busy again, though, we will scroll that wheel like our life depends on it. How is it not detectable? I don't know. We don't know just how Blizzard polices the stuff behind the scenes. He uses kids for doing it. If you can make enough money selling gold, then you can also afford child labor to make yourself more gold. Whew. I went boom. Is the item level 200 and 230 gear still profitable, even though both are level 60 requirements? Will that change in 9.2? I mean, they're both still in demand. I mean, everybody that rolls an alt right now is looking to buy the best part of a full set of 200 item level gear, and then probably a 230 piece of gear. Nothing in that regard is going to change in patch 9.2, other than we get, higher item level versions of. The theory behind why they're popular, though, will stay the same. That, everybody that starts an alt in 9.2 will have the ability to buy a full set of, you know, crafter's gear. Crafted gear like that tends to have crazy longevity. Remember selling the BFA ones right till the very end. Yeah, I mean, there's always people rolling new characters and leveling alts and stuff. It's a time-saving thing, right? You can go to the auction house and you can straight up buy an entire set of gear the second you ding 60. Even if you know full well that you're probably going to replace most of that gear almost instantly, it at least gets you into the content so that you can replace that gear. That's kind of the point of it. It's a stepping stone. It's not your final destination, but it's a stepping stone to get you there. I've refused to stand anymore at the scrapper. I'm kind of quite glad that in BFA I was multi-boxing enough to make the scrapper a little bit less painful. Because of course I could scrap on 8 accounts simultaneously, which yes was in hindsight a massive advantage. But yeah, nowadays if we had to use the scrapper, I think I would cry. I think I'd just break down and cry. Braces by the thousands, yeah, quite literally. Whenever you saw another homie, yeah, you had to give them the high five, right? Yeah. Another lifer. Brazzers by the thousands? No, get your mind out the gutter. Get your mind out the gutter. Right, how we doing? Did we get what we needed? Wow, we got loads of rebirth, but nowhere near enough torment. Okay, we might just end up being a little bit short on the torments for this. As I really don't have the gold to support this much further. Let's make what we can make then, and call it a day on those then. We're going to need to make... In fact, I'm tempted to just not make the Vestige of Origins. Because if we don't make the rank 5, boo-hoo, we don't make the rank 5. But if we can make the others, it should be all good, right? I don't understand why there's a big demand for lower item level gear when there exists higher item level for max level characters. Is it the gold difference? Is the gold difference that big for crafted gear? Yeah, often it's a gold thing. You know, a higher item level piece of gear is going to cost more to craft and isn't ultimately going to be... Yeah. But Lizard makes a really good point. If it sells, who cares? Like, honestly, and this is one thing that I try to get across to people in goal making. I see this so frequently that people seem to give themselves a reason to not craft something. The only time you should not craft something is when you've already crafted it and have really struggled to sell it. That's all you need to know. Until you've actually done it, you know, you're just you're often giving yourself an excuse to not do something. If you can get out of that habit of it, I mean, it's definitely helpful to understand, you know, who might look at buying this, but don't make that decision for them. You very genuinely want to just craft stuff and sell stuff, because honestly, it will surprise you. The amount of stuff that sells that you never expect to sell will surprise you. According to a friend of mine that was boosting for Nova, by the way, the Nova founders are kicking people and stealing their gold. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, a friend. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. Just as we will probably find out that all of these players were RMTing their ass off throughout. They were just keeping up a facade that they weren't doing it. They gave the illusion of them being squeaky clean, but I guarantee the people at the top of the tree were RMTing like a motherfucker. I still fail to believe that anybody would put that much time and effort. I mean, look at it from the perspective of they got to the point where they started sponsoring streamers. What are you sponsoring them with? Love? Shut up. Of course, if they were paying these streamers to advertise for them, where the fuck did that money come from? Either they weren't paying the streamers, or they were giving the streamers like free boosts in exchange for exposure, all of that shenanigans. No, actual rubbish. I have a girlfriend, but she goes to another school. Yeah. I mean, the whole system just stunk of corruption to begin with, just because they did a really good job of hiding it. But everybody thought Gallywix was squeaky clean until it was proven that they weren't. You know, you're innocent until you get caught. In most cases, everybody's going to claim they're innocent until they get caught. I'm just of the belief that, you know, they weren't squeaky clean. Actually, I've just realised we bought 40 Corthite crystals to make that Vestige of Origins. To not make it is actually a terrible idea, because I've just dumped like 30,000 gold into these Corthite crystals. To not use them is a terrible idea. I should have thought about that. Well, we'll craft it up either way. What are we missing to make that rank 5? We are missing... Oh, we're missing like 10 Torment essences. I'm sure we can get those. Let's buy some more Lay Strike real quick. Let's just do it. It's fine. You backtracked on a YOLO. The YOLO gods are punishing you. Yeah, you're right. You're actually spot on. Actually spot on. They obviously had some bad apples. All communities have them. Yeah, I mean, it was well known that if you were caught RMTing whilst working for one of the boosting communities, you'd get kicked from the boosting community. But all of that gold that filtered all the way up to the top of the tree, like, if you're in charge, you report to only yourself. You know? What are you going to do? Kick yourself from, you know? I was always hella sus on the whole situation. How did you just bulk send the Lay Strike like that? It's postal. If you have the add-on postal, you can, I don't know, is it shift or control, click on an item and it'll just fill the entire mail with it. Kind of had a hard time believing that many people making that much gold were actually spending it all in game. There's just no chance. I could see maybe occasionally people doing that, but not to the extent that people were making gold in these communities. Yeah, the people at the top of the trees in these communities, the people that were taking that 10-20% of every boost transaction, were literally making 10 million gold a month, with no accountability for where that 10 million gold was. Like, if you're making 10 million gold a month, a lot of the active boosters were pursuing trading card game loots. Oh, that's probably true. And it's a good reason to why things like the Spectral Tigers have gone literally through the roof in terms of price. You can spend 120 million gold to get a Spectral Tiger nowadays, and that's because there's people out there with 120 million gold that are willing to buy them. It's a seller's market, so... But additionally, I'm also quite sure that there's tens of millions of gold that was transferred hands for no apparent reason or no traceable reason other than somebody bought it. Only 10 mil when I was advertising. There were other advertisers that had sales of 50 to 70 million gold every cycle. Yeah, but you've got to remember they only get like a fraction of that. That's revenue, not, you know, that's not what they would receive themselves. Spectral Tiger's 70 mil and the Swift is 99 on the US. That's assuming you can find them for that price though. One of their top boosters spent most on the black market auction house. Yeah. Can we expect the trading card things to go down in price in the near term? Probably not. Probably not, because those, you know, those people that are sat on a Scrooge McDuck sized pile of gold still have a Scrooge McDuck pile of gold until they do something with it. I would very, very strongly believe that, you know, if anything, now they have more reason to spend it because they're probably just trying to, you know, move to do something else. How do you even buy an item for 70 million? Well, usually whoever's selling it will be more than willing to take the gold wherever you happen to have it. That kind of money, that kind of gold, it doesn't matter. You don't need all of that on one round. You can only ever spend, you literally cannot spend more than 10 million gold in a single go in game naturally. So, you know, if somebody turns around to you and says, yes, I will buy your Spectral Tiger mount for 70 million gold, but I can give you the gold on 5 different realms, then sure, fine, whatever. Just transfer it all over, and then this is what I spoke about a little bit in the boosting video yesterday, that the middlemen in the situation, you know, the middlemen were actually quite an important part of the situation. The middleman is what gives security to the buyer and the seller. The middleman is the one that has the trust, the community figure per se, that you transfer the items to, the gold to, and then they exchange, you know, one for another, and everybody goes about their day. You take the middleman out of the situation, and the whole process is a lot riskier, because somebody's having to transfer something first. And that's why you have a middleman, right? That's why you send the item and you send the gold both to the same person, and then they cross them over. That's the safest way to do it. Now, of course, there's always the chance that the middleman just takes it and runs. But you know, if the middlemen who were previously Nova, Huracan, the big boosting, they had a brand image to uphold. So, and I guess it's the same for, you know, your high ticket value items such as trading card game, pets and mounts and whatever, that you kind of need that middleman there. You missed Dirty Irby calling round goal makers and being weird last night. Yeah, he did message me on Discord. He said hi, and I spoke to him this morning. Unfortunately, our time zones differ greatly, so by the time he was doing that, I was already in bed. So maybe next time. Maybe next time. Right, there we go. There's our rank 5 that I was hesitant to make, but we YOLO'd it anyway. Stream. No, hang on. That one. Right, let's not forget to put those on the auction house though now. I wonder what the next thing will be to go like this. What's going to be the next big grumble that the player base multi-boxing, boosting, and then should be interesting to see how it shapes up. I mean, it honestly was waiting to happen though. Really, with boosting, that it was just getting way too big and way too powerful and way too easy, and was having, just like multi-boxing, it became way too easy to do it. It gave people way too much of an incentive to play in that fashion rather than the game's intended way of playing it. Not that there's anything strictly wrong with it. I still to this day don't think that there's anything strictly wrong with multi-boxing. But when more than a certain percentage of the player base engages in that activity, it has a knock-on effect to the rest of the player base, which, just like boosting, you know, it became so easy to just buy a boost to do something that it became, you know, there was far less, like, pugs of far less in popularity nowadays. People aren't trying to take that step to better themselves because they just, you know, buy it instead. But yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. That mega rich dude who only deals with exclusive stuff, he's like the ultimate middleman, right? Since he's so loaded, he has less incentive to trick people. I assume you're talking about Magicus. Magicus is quite well known for being a middleman in these situations and taking his cut from it, because he's just got billions of gold. Token's already down to 288. I expected it to spike a week after the ban. Overall, I don't really think the token will do much of anything. I don't think the token will do too much of anything. It might have a bit of a wobble for a week or two, but it was already down to like 280 the other day anyway. It's hard to tell because it's not the only thing that affects the token price, you see. So, you know, we're about to go into a new expansion. You know, there are probably people that are coming back to the game and they realise, shit, I've got no gold. I can't be asked to go farm it. Maybe I'll buy a token to get some gold now before they suspect that, you know, they suspect that when a new patch comes out, the token drops in gold value. It's better for them to buy the gold now than it is once 9.2 releases. There's so many different possibilities and scenarios for people to either buy or sell the tokens that one single thing usually doesn't have too much of an effect on it. You can theorize all day, but ultimately I don't think there's, you know, much of a difference. Why did I send all of these ores here? That makes no sense. Oh well. Really happy about the boosting change. Had quite a few members in my raid that just lost motivation after getting curved via a boost. Yeah, see, there's no sense of completion if you just buy the achievement. And I think it's true to say that Blizzard understands that as well. That if it's too easy for somebody to just, you know, buy the achievement, then it diminishes the value of that achievement. It's really quite simple. I thought of something. If somebody is paying for a boost for, let's say, a heroic clear, they are paying for the items that they are not going to use with time that they don't have. I saw a post on Facebook yesterday about somebody who bought boosts frequently, and I was like, you don't have time to play the game, but you have time to buy the boosts you don't need. Yeah, when you break it down, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, but, you know, people who have disposable income waste money, you know. If they get that instant gratification of getting that piece of gear from the raid, and if it's for only 10 minutes they get to stand in Orgrimmar with their fancy gear on and feel happy about it, to them it's probably worth. It's far easy, you know, it's far easier to just not think about it and to do something than it is to, you know, to look back on it as a good or a bad decision. Happy about the boosting change. Had quite... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Had to pug my curve, which was a real pain. Well, this is it. Like, the pugging scene became even more difficult. And you know, the success rate of pugs went down even further because there was less people trying to do it. And more people without the knowledge on how to do it. Most successful pugs are usually run by people that know what they're doing in the first place. They're run by people that have already completed the raid on their main characters, or have put the time and the effort in to you know, learn the stuff. Got curved second week by joining a streamer pug. Well, that's also another good way to do it, right? If you join in on a streamer's pug, they probably have a better success rate than your average one. Boosts destroyed the middle class in WoW. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why Blizzard was so keen to not squish them completely, because boosting still has its place in the game, right? But they just didn't want it to be quite as prolific as it got. Just like they didn't completely squish multi-boxing. They just wanted to reduce its effectiveness, which they have succeeded in doing greatly. I buy boosts and keys all the time because it takes less time to farm up the gold for boost than it does to get into a pug. Well, you see, that's it. That becomes a bit of a vicious circle, though. It becomes a bit of a vicious circle that there'll be then it, you know, the more people that buy the boosts, the more difficult it gets to do the pugging, and so you know, it just that gap just starts building and getting bigger and bigger and bigger until nobody even bothers trying pugging because it's so cheap and easy to buy a boost. And it's not the intended way the game's meant to be played, so it doesn't surprise me in any way, shape or form that Blizzard decided to squish it a little bit. Are we restocked though? I think we are pretty restocked now. We didn't actually do much more than just craft a few legendaries, and now we're out of gold again on Draenor. So I think our time and effort on Draenor is about done for today. I think we need to probably finish our... Did we finish our restocking over here? I think we did. Do we need to do a cancel scan? On rank 6s, we probably do. Is it 2 hours left for all of this sort of stuff? Feels a bit weird doing a cancel scan with only 2 hours left on a lot of stuff, but... the likelihood is I won't relist everything in 2 hours. I'm not sure if the changes will really address that. Guilds will still fill the void, namely the big ones on each region. It's diminished the ease of getting a boost, though, for sure. Like, these big boosting communities made the whole process so easy and so seamless. And in many cases, because of the competitive nature, the fact that they're offering these boosts region-wide, they were also then able to offer them at a reasonably cheap price. These guilds that, you know, guilds will, yes, fill the void, but guilds are going to have to undertake the entire work that goes into offering that as a service. They need to find people that want the boosts. They're going to need to arrange the boosts. They're going to need to organize the boosts. And let's not forget that a single guild, even Echo, can't offer that many boosts. Why? Because they're busy being Echo. You know, these big guilds are doing enough stuff as it is already. They're usually raiding 4 or 5 nights a week as it is. They don't have, you know, they don't have the time to be doing all the boosts. The big guilds, they boost to generate the gold that they need to do what it is that they want to do. They're doing it because they kind of need to do it, not because they want to do it. So yeah, they'll kind of fill the void, but it'll never be as easy to buy a boost as it was with these communities in place. That's the advantage that they offered people. It was cheap and it was easy. Guilds will take over. They'll continue to offer the same thing, but it won't be as cheap, nor will it be as easy to get those same boosts. And that's kind of the point. Big name guilds will just expand their roster with boosters. It'll be Echo, Liquid, but just in name only. Possibly. Possibly. But I equally feel, I can't confirm this for sure, but I tend to feel that most of the people that were actually doing the boosts, not the people organising it, but the people that were actually doing the boosts, you know, were regular raiders in regular guilds. They're not going to want to go into like some sort of feeder guild just for the purpose of boosting. They're unlikely to want to do that. They're not going to want to leave their existing guild to go into a proper boosting guild per se. Because like I said, boosting to most of these players is just the way to make the gold so that they can do what they actually want to do in the game. It was never their, you know, number one focus. If Echo does some mythic boosts and they take 1 or 2 people on their run, which might only be like 10 people per week. True. People end up playing WoW so differently that dividing opposing opinions are unavoidable and absolutely fine. Yeah, this is it. There is, as much as people think WoW's dead, there are still millions of people generally that play this game. Even when WoW's considered dead, it's still just as big as most of the other games out there in terms of its player base, especially its hardcore dedicated fan base that are just die-hard fans of the game that will never leave the game regardless of what's going on. Alright, let's get these cancelled. Let's get these back up on the auction house. We've not got a huge amount to do in retail, if I'm honest. I was saying this yesterday. I'm in a bit of a weird situation with retail that I kind of feel that I'm ready for 9.2. And we don't even have a 9.2 release date yet. I kind of feel ready for 9.2. And so I guess we just go on to the PTR for a bit, I guess, today. Can you guys hear my dog? He's doing all the sleep woofing again. Dog's gone mad. She stopped now. Dreaming again. Oh, you awake now, are you? Although she sleeps with her eyes open, which is really sketchy. Streamers are speculating that 9.2 will come on the 23rd. Yeah, 22nd, 23rd is what I've said for a while. 22nd is obviously going by NA scheduling. 22nd's the Tuesday, 23rd is the Wednesday. I've suspected that date for a little while now. Do you cancel repost a lot? No, I just don't. Almost not at all. Not at the moment. I cancel scan as and when it's profitable and worth my time to cancel scan, which is very limited. You know, if there's a brand new patch and everything's popping off and there's millions of gold to be had, I'll do it. But most of the time I don't. I just relist my auctions, post for 12 hours, maybe 24 hours, and relist once done. My boss has told me that I need to take my remaining holiday. When's the release date? Yeah, it would be handy to know, wouldn't it? Right. There's that done then. Oh, we've already bought materials over here. Let's not go buying any more. I think we should probably mess about in the PTR for a little bit. I think that seems kind of sensible. I might set these up and run into craft some stuff. In fact, no, I can't even be bothered. Let's jump on the PTR for a bit. Let's see what's going on over there. Where's my launcher gone? There it is. Let's go PTR. Go. Have we had any news on Wowhead? I suspect that we're probably going to get a PTR update today. The question is just when and if we do. We can maybe actually look at, what was it, tools.wow.tools.
Let's make sweet, sweet profit together.
You can thank Pug Groups for me going into gold making, though as got tired of spamming LFG and not getting into higher keys on non-meta healer even with a 4.5k Rio from BFA, so start SLI ended up on the A instead.
End up becoming a goal maker because pugging is dangerously bad for your health. Yes, I understand. And thank you very much for the tier 1. Real money out of your own pocket. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. The PTR's not had a build update since last week, so it might be later today we see something. But as it stands right now, it might we're expecting there to be a PTR update. It turned up on Tuesday last week, so I was kind of half expecting it would turn up today, but we'll see. Being less active on the auction house had a weird effect of being more profitable for me, since I let a few hours go past my expires. Other people reset markets for me. Well, there is, I've thought this for a long time, there is actually some logic to letting your auctions expire, because it allows for natural resets of markets to happen, which, like we say a lot of the time, it's a goblin's prerogative to try and sell stuff for the highest price they can get away with. If they can, if natural market resets happen, and this is why those people, you know, who you see posting like 10 of every rank of legendary on the auction house for 48 hours, it's just like, what are you doing? That's a 48-hour period where there becomes no possibility of that market being reset in price at all. So yeah, derp. Pretty fun. Somebody messaged me on Discord yesterday asking how the person could get the perks of being a silver Patreon. I actually suspect that there's quite a few people that have access to my Patreon groups nowadays that are not, nor have ever been Patreons. I'm quite sure somebody's dishing it out for free somewhere, but they then DM me asking for support on it, and I'm like, just jump in the Discord and ask your questions there, and they kind of like, they disappear quite quickly. There's a black market for my TSM groups apparently. It's quite funny. Right. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take a quick, before we start playing around on the PTR, I'm going to take a quick break for a couple of minutes. Go and grab myself a drink and take a quick bathroom break, and then we'll explore Zereth Mortis a little bit more. We can go do some daily quests, take a look at the ciphers, see if we can find any interesting stuff. Like I said, there's not. I don't think there's anything new kicking about on the PTR as of the moment, but we can explore some more all the same. Knowledge is king, so the more we can learn the zone from the PTR, the better. I'll be back in 2 minutes, boys and girls. Occupy yourselves. Maybe even hit that sub button, see what happens. Magical things, I heard. Back in 2. Alrighty. Whoever gives them out, totally don't DM me. Alright, sure. Hey, that TSM group that you have that I took from somebody else for free, it's not working as intended. Can you help me out? It's, yeah, it's funny. There's, I see this a lot because I keep my eyes on the TSM support channel in Discord, just because it's helpful for me to try and see kind of like what are the problems that people are having with TSM, because if they're asking in the official support channel, there's a very strong likelihood that I'll get asked that question at some point as well. And if nothing else, it teaches me what the solution is, because Gumdrops is a wizard. But one of the most common ones, because I know for a while Student had some basic, and he maybe still gives it out to people, I'm not sure, but for a while Student had some like transmog related groups, of which are more often than not causing people more problems than they are anything else, because they have market prices in them that don't exist anymore. And I constantly see people saying that why does this not post on the auction house? And even Gumdrops has learned that they're students groups and that they don't work, which I think is quite funny. Ooh, a commercial. You actually got commercials from when I pressed the ad button, really? UFC for me. Wonder how Bezos found out that I enjoy watching sweaty men in cages. I enjoy watching the UFC. I watch the UFC when I can. It's a shame their pay-per-views are so goddamn expensive. Is there any info on when 9.2 launches? No. My guess is the 22nd of February. 22nd, 23rd. But like I should say, it's a guess. That's a student issue. Yeah, I've lost track how many times I've seen students suggest to somebody that they go and ask the creator of those groups to update them. Yet still, I mean, student never does. It's funny. They're probably on the last page of his book. The fix for it, yeah. People bash on Student's book, but it's really not all that bad. I did a review of it for my YouTube channel a while ago, and I showcased some of the pages of the book to give, you know, people an indication of what it's all about. It's really not that bad. I mean, the Student doesn't even write it, to my understanding. It's a member of his community that makes it. He just sells it.
Are we worthy of such knowledge?
I might have dropped him in it there a little bit, but as far as I'm aware, I don't even think Student makes his own book. Oh, yeah, we've still got nearly 2 days left on this stupid thing before we can start playing around with the mounts. That's a boo. It's been 50% off for nearly 2 years. Ironically, in the time it's been 50% off, it's actually gone up in price. He used to sell it for 20 bucks, 10 bucks, 50% off, but then it went up in price. I don't know how many people noticed that. I found it funny though. Student has written the vast majority of it. He's just got somebody that goes through it and corrects errors. Okay. Maybe. Like I said, I'm not throwing shade at it. It's actually not that bad. It's a useful resource for those that, I mean, it's true. Yeah, everything in his book is also on his YouTube channel, and everything in that book is also on everybody else's YouTube channel. But the advantage to many people, and especially, you know, your typical student viewer, the advantage to those people is that, you know, day one of trying to make gold in the game, they can buy Student's book and they've got all the answers in one place nice and quickly. That's kind of the #1 advantage. Not that there's any, you know, there's no trade secrets in it. So it's smart, and I'm sure it makes Student a few quid every month, so fair play. Oh, Patterns with Patterns is up again. I wonder if they're going to keep it this way. This Patterns with Patterns quest seems to be like every other day. You seem to be able to complete this far more than once a week, and I'm wondering if that's just because it's the PTR, or whether it's actually going to stay as something that you can do like maybe twice a week.
Must you always stomp about? Whatever happens.
The only thing I have against this book is that it's advertised in the description of every single one of his videos, including farms that no longer work. Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah, I can't, like, obviously, like I said, I can't knock on. It's not my place to say how he should and shouldn't sell his book, but it's quite apparent that often the reason he makes a video is to give himself yet another opportunity to plug his book. You'll have a 3-minute video with 2 minutes of book plugging, which is what kind of gives people a negative impression of it. But like I said, what's in it is not bad. What's in it's pretty good. I mean, the first link in every one of my videos is my Patreon,
Let's
which
make
is
sweet,
in essence
sweet
the same.
profit together.
Finally found the Bezos button.
Hey, found the Bezos button. Thank you very much, my man. Appreciate it. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Hang on. Ah! Die already. Ah, that's better. Just pay attention. Like, if you're in the description already, be like, oh yeah, this video doesn't work anymore. Well, the way he does it though is it's just you can automatically update every single one of your descriptions in one go. It's not like he's manually gone through them all and put it there. What are we meant to be getting from these? Did we? Okay, apparently we only killed 2. Got credit for killing 2 of them there. That didn't seem right. I swear we killed more of them in that pack. Anybody who's trying to struggle to find the Bezos button while watching on the iPad, try it on a PC. Yeah, I've heard that the Twitch Prime button doesn't work on, you know, some mobile devices, but either way, if you happen to find it, feel free to press it. You could at least update the older vids or delist them if the farm no longer works. Yeah, you forget though that, I mean, he does it as a hobby. I mean, it's literally a hobby. I mean, he you know, the scenario is a bit different. You know, he literally does it for a hobby. He really doesn't care that much. It's literally it's a side earning. It's a side hustle for him. His YouTube channel and his the book and all of that. It's just a side hustle. He's a sales guy, I think, generally, which is quite obvious by the way that you see him doing his thing. Not to mention he's done it for years. He honestly doesn't care about it that too much. He's not going to care enough to delist old videos. If you're watching a farming video from 4 years ago and you think that it's still going to offer you 100,000 gold, that's arguably a bit of a you problem than it is a him problem. It's the way I mean, he also titles his videos very deliberately so that they're not particularly searchable. He plays the YouTube game strong. He's got a good YouTube game on him. He knows what he's doing. He titles his videos in a way that makes them incredibly clickable and attractive to begin with, but tragically bad, you know, 2 weeks down the line when the information in them is not really worth watching anymore anyway. He's the king of clickbait. He's not even close. He's not even close to the king of clickbait. Have you not seen Ali A? Right, there are people out there that are far more gross when it comes to clickbait. Sure, he's got a red arrow and a shocked face in all of his videos, but at least, you know, at least his video is on topic, at least to the thumbnail, which is more that can be said for a lot of YouTubers. He's the king of clickbait in my circles. Oh, well, maybe.
If only there were a way to eliminate them completely.
We're getting 100 reputation from each of these world quests, which seems to be the most reliable way to gain reputation right now. We need to kill a few more rares on a regular basis.
The native creatures of Probus fauna have fallen in.
But the rep grind is going to be a bit gross, I think.
Their little ones may still be saved.
Venruki's got a shocked face for every video he makes. Because he can't believe that he's still playing a mage after 15 years. That's why he's so shocked. But there's it's a bit of a running meme, I know, but there's definitely somebody at Blizzard, one of the major developers for World of Warcraft, you can tell is definitely a mage main. Because mages are just never bad. You know, most classes have, you know, their ups and their downs. Mages, though, are just never bad. They're not always topping the charts, but they're never bad. There's always a mage spec that will perform reasonably well. Mages definitely get some sort of preferential treatment, it feels. I'm not sure if it's just, you know, if it's just because at their core, you know, if you're going to throw a fireball at a target, you can just, you know, make sure that that fireball hits pretty hard. It's not too difficult of a class to balance, I don't think. I want to know who the Disc Priest main is then. I've got words for them. Yeah, poor Disc Priests. Literally up and down like a yo-yo, that class. Up and down like a yo-yo. I remember a Battered Hilt video that ensured 150,000 gold an hour. Damn clickbait. Hey, I would like to point out that I'm actually the king of the Battered Hilt clickbait videos. I've just privated the video already though. Most people who have recreated a video about farming the Battered Hilt did it because they originally saw my video. Back in the days when it was current content. Alrighty. What are we still doing here? Oh. We're killing things to charge an orb, and we're also meant to be saving some cubs or something. That I would assume is the dots on the map, right? Oh, these tiny little critters. That's why I didn't see them. Tiddly little jobbies. Do the Battered Hilt farm on a Tailor or an Enchanter? Yeah. Does the battered hilt sell for anything nowadays? I'm assuming it does. I mean, it still falls into the category of transmog, I think. I think the reason the battered hilt has maintained its value for so long is because is there not an achievement for completing the quest line for it as well? So some people do it for, you know, they don't even care about the item. They're just doing it for the achievement. Sold one recently, 110k. Holy Jesus. Hang on, I've still got World of Warcraft accounts open out here. Let's close these down. I might as well pump all the system resources into just one. How to approach the earning gold on multiple servers when I have professions such as enchanting, and almost every time on a full pop server I get undercut after 3 minutes. If you're trying to do the wider you go with your range of servers that you play on, the less you tend to focus on current content stuff, because that's always going to happen with current content stuff, that you will either have to focus very heavily on one realm and cancel scan on one realm, or you need to, you know, focus on things like less current content stuff like pets, crafted pets and mounts, past expansion, transmog, that sort of stuff. Things that you can more reliably craft, post, and forget about it. When you go real big multi-realming, if you start playing on like 5, 10, 15, 20 different realms, you probably in many cases almost ignore current content stuff. It's almost a completely different game because you're looking for, and it's kind of, you need to do your research a little bit, because you need to look for the stuff that's not represented on that realm already. Not the same thing is not going to work on every realm, and that's kind of a big reason to why people tend to look to go multi-realm eventually with gold making, because what works really well on one realm might be super saturated and over represented on another realm. So you gotta fit yourself into the market where there's a gap, but that gap could be different on different realms. Don't know what you're talking about. Legos work really well on my 5 realms. Well, yeah, Legos is another story. Even though there's currently 210 different variations of a base legendary item, with another 35 to be added in patch 9.2. The legendary game is basically a profession in its own. It's certainly a market in its own, unlike anything we've ever seen before. It doesn't really follow the normal patterns. A couple of years ago I bought a hilt for 10k, took half a year to get rid of it for 17k. It will happen. One of the things you tend to see a lot from the people new into gold making usually want to just be told what the successful thing is, and so hence, you know, they'll see a video on farming the battered hilt and they will then go out and farm the battered hilt, when eventually you realize that that video was more of an example on what you could be doing. Not that the content creator who made the video in the first place probably meant it to be that way. They probably were just saying, hey, look at all this gold I made from the Battered Hill. But what you should probably be taking from it is that, right, well, if you go and find a rare item that's not on your auction house and you go get it, then you can sell it for a lot. In the video in the video specifically, that item happened to be the Battered Hilt. But on your realm, there might already be 10 Battered Hilts, in which case, there's no room for any more. Maybe you need to find another item that fits that same criteria, something that's valuable, yet there isn't any of on your realm. Now the problem is with things that are rare and valuable, they're usually rare and valuable because they're very difficult for you to, you know, target them. This is where transmog comes into play, right? People don't go out transmog farming to get one specific piece of transmog. They go to a spot that's generally quite lucrative for transmog generally, and they just hope that they get one of the really valuable things. It's the method that you know. Over time you learn that it's more about the method rather than the exact example that's given in the videos. Pog or purified. How do we do that? Then you won't shut up about T-Boos. Some people have made crazy gold off that sword though. But it stands to reason that it's, you know, it looks really cool. It looks really cool and it's really goddamn rare, so it is a bit of a win. It is a bit of a win. Especially those people that bought up the BFA version of it at the end of BFA, buying them up for cheap, have made a killing off those things. There we go. Let's go hand this quest in first. I'm intrigued to see if these little daily quests are also giving reputation. It's got to drop in the first place before you can make money off it. Very true. Very true. Hey, what's up here? There's a treasure or something up here. Who's this, Donny? Who are you? You look like you should be some sort of secret vendor. What are you doing up here all by yourself? Ooh, there it is, look. Prying eye discovery. Poco Pock can wear a new type of costume. Oh, cool. Huh. Doesn't do anything when I click on it, sure. Create an emergency broker portal, allowing you to travel to random locations to find prying eyes. 15-second cooldown. Is that part of a quest? It says it's a quest item. What part of the quest is it though? Oh, portal play. Travel to a new location via the portal. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I guess this is actually part of the quest. Okay, maybe I should click this. Huh. This is a new quest. Not played this one before. Oh, now it's taken... Oh, okay. It's taken us to a place now we can click on these things. Ah, this is cool. I like this. Oh, you died. You dead. Two T-Boos and a bulwark. Yeah, that's a good day in the office for sure. Hello, wife. Oh, it made me some cheese on toast. I'm going to get cheese long. Thank you. Appreciate it. Best Wife in the World award goes to... cheese on toast. I'm going to get cheese long again. Yeah, let's hope not.
I'm out of range.
What kind of salad? The bread and cheese type of salad, yeah. With a sprinkling of oregano or oregano, depending on how you pronounce it. Which is usually what I accidentally end up inhaling and dying on, so I'll do my best to not die. It is a kind of a life goal of mine, really, you know, the not dying thing. What I am going to do, though, is go boom. No. Boom. There we go. I've heard death is bad for you. It does tend to have negative effects. Yeah, that is true. It's magic. Not only has my cheese on toast turned instantly managed to turn into sushi, I've also changed race at the same time. It's clever, that. Oregano lung today. Right, let's go somewhere else. Give me some more prying eyes. When you think about it, everybody who has ever inhaled oxygen has ultimately died. Oxygen is bad for you. I mean, that's some bad maths right there, but I get it. I get it. Tell you what, this little quest actually, considering it pings you all around the map, this is going to be one of those quests that it might be easier to not actually hand this quest in, because, you know, it's a little bit random, sure, but it's a portal around the zone, which before you have flying is going to be a nice thing to have. So by that same logic, everybody who has also slept also died. Oh my god, never again. Well, yeah, anybody that ever does anything, yeah. Stop giving cancer patients water, they will not... Oh, God. This is taking a dark twist. What is this thing? Oh my god, it's some elite that I'm trying to kill, and that's why. I was wondering why this thing was resisting death. We need... What do we need? What do we need? Where's our portal thing? What's this little dude? He's got a quest. Click. Escort me. Nope. Yeah. Do we reckon that escort quests are probably the most hated type of quest in this game? They've got to be, right? Nobody enjoys an escort quest. I don't think there's a single soul on this planet that enjoys a good escort quest. You're right, their aggro range is gross. Their walking speed is tragic. Oh, hang on. It's ported us back to the same place. We've been here before. This quest is a scam. Well, let's go kill Feasting. We might as well kill the rare while we're here. Although, if I remember rightly, this dude is a bit of a pain in the ass. Let's make sure we put our reasonable gear on. Yeah, these stupid bees. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. It all went tragically wrong. Hang on. Let's piece out of this. I've failed so hard. Stupid bees. I let my pet die, and then I used my heal ability when my pet was dead. Oh, this is tragic. $1,000 heavy callous hide for 230 gold each a steal. I mean, it sounds pretty cheap, but I mean, it sounds pretty cheap. But I mean, it's cheap if your market price is 450 gold. It's not very cheap if your market price is 150 gold. I don't, you know. I can't really tell you. Oh, what's this? Glimmer of summon. These glimmers are the ones that you can you can send places, and these go into make. These are one of the core components needed to make the pets. Whoever made the design decision to not allow /follow should be taken out back and shot. For escort quests, it should work. Yeah, you're right. Right, I'm almost done eating. Promise. I haven't got cheese long yet. We're gonna strike this up as a success so far. Right, I think we're good. Where did we get to? Oh yeah, we need to do these silly portal businesses. Just throw one of these down.
Hello there.
Hello to you too, welcome in. Oh, I say welcome in, you've been here ages. Hello. Oh, I'm the one welcome back. Yeah, that makes sense. It keeps sending me to places I've already been to. Can we go somewhere different, please? Were we not already here? Okay. Okay. Maybe there's only like 2 or 3 portal locations, but you then have to go on your travels to find them. Maybe that's the thing. There's one up here, look. Yoink. He didn't eat anything, that's why he survived. He was just hiding. Yeah, that's exactly the situation. Oh, balls. Oops. Okay. Nobody saw that, right? Nobody saw that. It's fine. 8 of 12. Let's go to this one. Oh, a quest. This one seems to be up nearly every day. Direct Giro Prime to rescue 7 distressed Giro while slaying 5 more broken Automa and 100 more sworn forces. Where's the... Oh, you know, he's the big dude. This one's quite fun. I enjoy this one. He zooms around and we just pew pew stuff. It's kind of a laugh. He says, and nothing is spawned. Where's the things I need to kill? It is a bit of just a button mash, this one, but it's still pretty fun. Anytime you can run around and just destroy everything on the screen, hella fun. Need to remember to focus the big ones. Who cares if it's a button mash as long as it's fun? Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the point, right? Fun is fun. The only annoying thing is when you get 10 people trying to do this quest and there's like literally nothing to kill. But that usually only happens on like the first week or so. It's fine. We've not managed to kill any of these big ones so far. I think we need to hit them with two big booms. Yeah, we do. We're not powerful enough to one-shot these big ones. Three of 5. Got it. Beautiful. Very confused to see why the 249 legendaries on my realm are more expensive than the 262s. Probably because there's not that many people that craft them because they know they're a bit of a meme. On just as many realms, you'll also find that the 249s will end up selling for less than crafting cost. Because technically it's a leveling rank. If you're on a realm where there's a reasonable amount of legendary sellers, technically speaking, rank 5 is a leveling rank. You can use it instead of crafting rank 3s to help you unlock the actual rank 4 pattern. So in some scenarios, if there's a reasonable amount of crafters, you'll often find that the rank 5s sell for less than cost because people are trying to just, you know, they're crafting them for the sake of crafting them. But on the flip side of that, on the realms where there's not many crafters, there's obviously less competition on them, and so they end up just naturally being higher in price as goblins end up being greedy. It's usually my experience, at least. We need one more research data from these portal things. There's a treasure around here somewhere. Where's the treasure? Pulp covered relic. Is that going to be down around here somewhere? It is. There it is. Look. Let's kill some bees. When was it we were last killing bees? We were killing bees in BFA as well, weren't we? These bees have turned into wasps now, though. Wasps can. I've got nothing against a bee, because bees make me honey. Wasps, on the other hand, though. Wasps are nasty pasty. Goblins, greedy, never. Not at all. Just one of every rank 5. Occasionally, some will sell for 70 to 100k. Yeah. Yeah, nobody's getting rich off rank 5s, unfortunately. But it's mostly because you feel like you have to find a bit of a sucker to even buy one most of the time. There's not many situations where somebody would buy a rank 5. There are still some, just like there's some reason somebody will buy anything, but the reasons are far less. Is he right up the top here? Here he is. Here's the dude we need. Let's kill the pigeon. How did I aggro that from miles away? Beautiful. Now we can go turn that one in. We've run out of things to do in Zereth Mortis again. Look, there's actually there's actually not a lot to do out here, unless you're deliberately trying to farm mobs to get like these Genesis motes to craft pets and mounts and all of that sort of business. Once you've done the bare basics out here, there's not really a lot to do in Zereth Mortis. I do think that this is a zone that people will complete it relatively quickly, and then they'll just they're done. Like they'll just turn it off. Almost as if I kind of think that Blizzard's decision to make the whole zone relatively optional was slightly strategic, because they're aware that there's probably not a huge amount to do out here.
What do you seek?
But then again, I guess, you know, something is better than nothing. We've had a big fat load of nothing recently, so anything's got to be a bonus, right? Because unfortunately, this Cypher console, it used to hold the key to flying, and I think it holding the key to flying was too much of a carrot, and they realised that, so they've now taken flying away from this. The problem is I don't really see this entire Cypher system having much of an effect on anybody. Because none of it is actually very interesting. All you're doing in many cases is removing some of the annoying things that you would wish that weren't there in the first place, such as, you know, Pocopoc having an energy bar. Nobody asked for Pocopoc to have an energy bar. Nobody wants Pocopoc to have an energy bar, but you can spend huge amounts of research time in ciphers on reducing the cooldown on his energy bar. It's kind of one of those that it's here's something that's annoying, and you can earn your way to get rid of it. It's not that, you know, you start off at neutral and you gain something that's of benefit. It's more about getting rid of the annoying things, which is a habit that Blizzard tends to find they repeat too often. Yeah, see, enhancement console interactions cost only 5 energy rather than 6. Now, you know, Pocopoc has an energy bar of 10. So if your interaction costs 6 energy, you can only interact with it once. And then you have to wait for Pocopoc to regenerate his energy again. This is just, you know, now it costs slightly less energy, so you can engage with it twice. Is that a bonus, or is it just removing a hindrance? And, you know, you have to kind of... You're just unlocking the ability to transmog your Pocopoc and things. There's not a huge amount of stuff in here that's actually that enjoyable. Allow visual customizations for Pocopoc. Yeah, this one is entirely about unlocking the enhancements and allowing you to have more of them at any one time. Which are just buffs, by the way. There's nothing more to them than they're just literally buffs. The Dalek one is all about taking control of the wildlife. Pocopoc can communicate with wildlife to track valuables in hard-to-reach locations. These include forgotten treasure vaults, as well as elusive herbs and mining deposits. Oh! Oh! So that's just going to be that the elusive herbs and ore don't naturally appear on your minimap. But once you've learned this, then the herbs will appear on your minimap. So it's the same thing again, right? They took away the ability for the minimap to see the herbs. And you can earn the ability to have something that you already had previously. These are not bonuses. These are removal of hindrances. There's a subtle difference, but from a gameplay and a fun aspect. I hope this doesn't sound like I'm just complaining, although I might be. But most of these feel like they're taking something away from you to then allow you to earn it back. Increase the rate of Pocopoc energy acquisition by 16%. Yeah, I don't want Pocopoc to... I didn't ask for him to have a stupid time-gated energy bar in the first place. Sounds like complaining, yeah. Yeah, it might be. It might be. But like I said, there's a subtle difference in my mind between, you know, here's a flat rate base character, and here are bonuses and perks that you get. But when they take things away from you that you had the ability to do previously, only to give them back to you as a reward, it doesn't feel very rewarding. Pocopoc energy bar to be removed in 9.2.5. Yeah. Yeah. Blizzard just can't let go of the mobile fashioned energy stuff. Apparently not. Apparently not. See, I know it's all entirely optional, and because it's optional, you just don't do it. But, you know, this is supposedly the new content. You want there to be a good reason for you to want to go and do the new content. Like I said, if you step into Zereth Mortis with everything that you have available to you normally, and then you gain extra things, would be better than, you know, oh, you can't see half the herbs and the ore that are in the zone, or at the least they won't appear on your minimap. Since when? Since when won't they appear on my minimap? Since when's that a thing? This could so easily be, you know, you gain extra from mining and herbing. That's a bonus. You can't take away the ability for me to easily find the herbs and then give them back and me be happy about it. It's just backwards. Good for bots. I don't want a game to be made so that it's good, you know, everything's bot prevention. Yeah, it's lazy design. Instead of creating bonuses for you, we'll just take something away from you and then we'll give it you back. And apparently that becomes a feature then. The only perk is going to be, you know, the more of these ciphers that you spend, the higher this cipher equipment level goes. That's just this is the most interesting thing about it. It's the same with the cube in Chorgast. We'll add torments and you can unlock a talent that then removes the torment. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Which is why if you're just not engaged in Torghast in the first place, It's like we're going to limit your fun so that eventually you can earn to do the fun thing. People look at minimap icons, bots know where they are anyway. Well, that's also true. Yeah, bots just know where. Bots are programmed to go to one place and click a button. It's actually only a hindrance to the players. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Maybe I'm being overcritical, but I guess in some regards you got to be at least a little bit critical to provoke change. If people weren't critical about the acquisition of flying, it might not have been changed. Not that I think that content creators had too much to do with impacting that change, but, you know, at least it was feedback that was given and feedback that was eventually heard before the game went live. So I'll chalk that up as a win all the same. Let's put on this one. Where'd it go? There we go. I've even run out of stuff to do in Zereth Mortis by the looks of things. We're still 56% of these patterns were patterns. It might not be a bad idea to do a few laps, see if we can find some treasures, see if we can maybe work out where all the treasures are, because I'm quite sure if we look at our exploration, there's a bunch of stuff we don't have. Complete the following special encounters in Zereth Mortis. See, we've only come across literally only a handful of the rares. We could go on a bit of a rare world tour. Now the problem is on the PTR, it's a little bit difficult to solo all of these rares. You know, you need the zone to be bustling for there to be people to help you with these. Oh, I've just realised the reward for this, for completing the cipher tree, where it used to be flying, it now awards you a schematic to make a mount. Oh, that's much better. That's much better. I forgot that now that we have a new flying achievement, that what were they going to do for this? That's cool. So if you do just tick all of the boxes, eventually you'll get a mount. That's fairer, I think. Complete the following special rare encounters. Gives you... Oh, so there's 3 special encounters. What are these? Which will award you Weapons of Glorious Domination. Can't believe that Zereth Mortis doesn't have a dungeon. It's true, actually. Maybe 9.2.5. And then we're into Ardenweald and stuff. Isn't that one for collecting all the treasures? Surely there's one for collecting all the treasures. I guess that's maybe not an exploration. Maybe that's in something else. Is there a... Is it considered an expansion feature? No. Maybe it is an exploration. Oh, there's only an achievement for finding like 5 of the treasures. Even though there's like 27 of them or something. So there's still a lot of these we've not found, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's literally the majority of the one-time rares we still haven't found. Now, that's a bit annoying. Once you've found the 5, you then can't track it for if you wanted to find all of them. Oh well, we'll have handy notes for this anyway, won't we? We'll have handy notes by the time it goes live to show us where all of these are. Let's just see if we can fly around for a bit then, see if we can find some of them on our own. Maybe get this patterns with patterns bashed out. Now that we can fly, we can get to all corners of the map. There's an achievement for all of them. Is there? I mean, I was assuming there would be. I just didn't find it. Special encounters in Zereth Mortis. That's the rares. Ciphers. Oh, maybe it's further down the list. What's this? Uncover treasures from piles of sand scattered through Zereth Mortis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different piles of sand. Oh, yeah, literally above that one. Alright, cool, fine. Track, go. I know where this submerged chest one is, but I've not worked out how you get to it. There's a few of them that I've found. I just don't know how you get them. Maybe this is the kind of research we should be doing now, so then when it goes live, we just know how it works. There's actually a disgusting amount of achievements that I've not done. All of these ones from the main zones I should have done like years ago. These are all Revendreth, more. There's probably a bunch of Korthia ones I still haven't done. Collect all Pokopoc's costumes for a lovely regal Pocopoc. Use Pocopoc to take over 100 wildlife automas. We have literally one of the appearances for him. So there's a peaceful, a pirate, a dapper, a wicked, a Pepe Peck. He dresses up as Pepe. Okay. Chief, adventurous, and Admiral Pocopoc. Let's see if we can just find some of the treasures. In fact, this Catalyst Garden, we've barely spent any time in here before. Because it's annoying to go through on foot. But now we've got flying. Now with flying, it may... Hey, there we go. There's our first treasure, look. Oh, that's an easy one. Why can we not land on the top of that? There we go. Cosmic Flux. Oh, this isn't even one of the one-time only ones. What are you? You're a rare. Let's go slap you about then. There's usually... Oh no, he's got a regenerate ability. That's not good news. He also stuns before he does it. It's going to be quite handy to try and kill a bunch of the rares to see if we can work out which are going to be the ones that drop like pets and which are the ones that are going to drop mounts. Get an understanding of their loot tables, because then you can you can focus them nice and quickly and make a bunch of gold by killing them the first few days. Okay, this dude is okay, he does his paralyzing spew right before he does his regenerate. So I've got to get ready to interrupt the regenerate. It's not Crippling Slime, it's the one he does after this. It's this one. Right after this. There we go. We can interrupt his regenerate straight away. MLG play here, boys and girls. You've seen it here first. Totally forgot that 50 to 60 heirlooms are a thing now. They are. And we spent the best part of $1 million gold on upgrading them all. A real waste of gold, let's be honest, but... what else were we using it for, let's be honest. I should probably actually do a little bit of leveling on some characters, you know. One of the things I like to do by the end of the expansion is to have leveled up every different type of character. I've been really lazy with that this expansion. He says with, I mean, I think I've still got like, how many level 60s do I have now? I don't know, 10? Right, this dude's taken far longer to kill than I expected, but he's dead. It's all good. Go on, give me something real good. Whoa, loads of stuff. Proto Flesh, Genesis Motes, Vendor Trash, Animal Webbing. What's this? The Enlightened. It gave... What was that? There was a white item that it gave me. Is that to indicate that it should probably give you reputation, even though it didn't? I don't know what my reputation was before I killed it, but arguably that should mean it was a... Eh? That's weird. Why is it giving fake rep tokens? Doesn't make much sense. Leveling through Torghast now with all the classes just to have some fun. Some of the specs are OP. That's actually not a bad idea, you know. I could because there's the daily Torghast quest, isn't there? We could bang out some Torghast once a day for a bit of easy leveling, sort of passively over time. It's not a bad idea at all. I think we need to get in that building somehow for this treasure. How do you reckon we get in there? How do you reckon we get in there? This dude is a stony dude. Coreless Guardian. Do we reckon we need to put something in this dude? Let's not take that out of context. I don't know. Maybe this is another one of the unlocks from the Cypher system. Maybe we need Pocopoc to do something. View costume options. Be a candle. What? He's got a candle on his head. Look. It's not. Sure. That's a thing. Look for noteworthy objects. View advanced options. Activate support routines. Sure. Oh, is he now going to go and... Yeah, I know this is a thing. I don't know what to do with the thing. Can't Cocoa Pops tell me what to do? Be smart. Don't know. I need to get enlightened about a certain thing. When I restock, even though TSM says it's negative profit, it adds it to the crafting queue. Still is especially true with tailoring. Why is that? And why are they still profitable to craft? It's likely to happen on 200 and 230 crafted gear. Because of how Trade School Master calculates profitability. How do I explain this in simple terms? TSM will, when it works out whether to put something in your crafting queue or not, it will look at the cheapest vestige or crafter's mark that you can use when calculating the cost. The estimated profit, though, doesn't take that into consideration. The estimated profit numbers use that profession's crafter's marks when doing the calculation. So sometimes Trade School Master knows that you can craft something at a profitable price point, but then it's just dumb. It's the easy. it's smart, and then it's dumb. If you then craft it the way that Trade School Master tells you to craft it, it should guide you to craft it using the cheaper crafter's mark. It will probably tell you to craft it, with blacksmithing, but then craft a tailoring item with it. It's not very user-friendly or sensible, but that's how it works. So there is some method to the madness, just not a lot. And this is why I'm slightly worried for the state of Trade School Master in 9.2, because these problems are only going to get even wider. As much as I would like to say there's going to be a nice big update to TSM for patch 9.2, I don't think there is going to be any update for TSM in 9.2. I think it's just going to crash and burn in 9.2. I think they're going to have the next major TSM update be ready for 10.0. Because if they had a new update to TSM in the pipeline, and if their goal was to get it ready for patch 9.2, I'm quite sure I'd have known about it by now. And unfortunately I don't. So we'll see. Time will tell. I already have concerns that it just will not be functional for crafting Legos or even selling Legos, because we can kind of hack our auctioning operations currently to give correct pricing, but when there not only will it be the difference between choosing the right profession for the not only will it become the choice of picking the right vestige to value it, it will also be between picking the right crafting method when valuing it, which is just not going to work. Crafting rank 7s won't work with TSM. Well, it might work for crafting rank 7s, but it might not be able to... I mean, it's already not smart enough to know how to craft the lower rank legendaries in the cheapest way. When you look at what is going to be with rank 6s, for example, there's going to be 2 ways to craft a rank 6. Today, there's only one way to do it. But in 9.2, there's going to be multiple ways to craft a rank 6. And that's still going to be an item to where you really are going to want to craft it via the cheapest method. You look at plate legendaries, for example. I've updated the cheat sheet to show this now. In patch 9.2, you're going to have 2 different ways to craft a rank 6. The rank 4 pattern plus the rank 2, which is the way that we craft them today. But when this new vestige turns up, you'll actually be able to use the new vestige on the rank 3 pattern to also make a rank 6 item. Now, there is probably going to be quite a significant difference between these 2 crafting prices. And that's before you take into consideration crafting the vestiges with the right professions. I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I'm very likely going to revert back to spreadsheet and fixed prices within TSM, I think, in 9.2. Sapu saw your critique and noped you out of the list. Well, that's also a possibility. I don't think so. I think I'm harsh but fair, I think, with Trade School Master generally. Now I can't guarantee that they see it the same way, but I like to believe I'm harsh but fair. I guess that is often in the eye of the beholder, but sure, we'll see. What's Pocopox spotted down here then? What you spotted? Oh, a thing, look. Spend energy, of course. Spend energy, do a thing. Today's a sad day. Engineering unlearned for alchemy. Rip Portal. Rip Portal indeed. Oh no, this isn't a treasure. This is one of the oh, what's this vine thing? I thought they went bankrupt. Oh, oh, okay, you click these and it opens the door, I remember. Yeah, teleporter thing. Boop. Doesn't do anything. Oh, we can still only speak to these guys in certain parts of the map. I thought this was the area of the map that we unlocked them in, though. Why can we not talk to these dudes? There's still a lot I don't understand about Zereth Mortis, you know. And I'm not sure if that's just because I'm being dumb, or whether it's just not very obvious. Or a combination of the both. Probably a combination of the both. I like to believe it's a combination of the both. So dumb to have Korthia locked behind Covenant story. Well, Korthia itself isn't. The 9.1 campaign is, though. You do need to have completed the 9.0 campaign before you can progress further through the 9.1 campaign. The 9.1 campaign, actually, very rarely do you spend any time in Korthia. Ironically, the 9.1 campaign sends you nearly everywhere but Korthia. You know, you have to hand in the quests in Korthia, but for the most part, you don't spend any time there. Oh, what's this wiggly thing up here? Why is there a thing in the ceiling? How do we get this business? Is there buttons to press somewhere? I'm intrigued now. I don't mind it being locked behind campaign, but not on alts. Yeah. I share that opinion. I really do. But I equally wish Blizzard to just make their mind up when it comes to whether they want to be alt friendly or not. I think I'm actually pretty convinced that it's one of the major reasons why this game just feels awkward at the moment. It feels awkward because Blizzard themselves really cannot decide what the hell they're doing with the alt situation. Either they're making the game alt friendly or they're not. Like, it's the quicker they can choose a direction, I think the game will just naturally feel a lot more logical once they pick a direction. It's like, sure, it's now really quick and easy to level up alt characters. It takes you less time than it ever did before. You can even buy a level 60 from the store if you wish. But you then have to do all the rep grinds again. But not all the rep grinds. Some of the rep grinds you don't have to do again. It's like, well, just fucking pick a direction. There's some symbols on the wall up here that we need to press to unlock something, I think. And I've managed to find one of them. I wonder if the others are through here. On a more in-game discussion. I'm waiting for the shitstorm in the goal-making economy when rep becomes account-wide. Well, yeah, because that will then give you the ability to just simply collect everything on one character. which I think it needs. It really does need it. Especially for past expansion. When you go from one expansion, I can see this is another scenario where I can kind of see it making sense. Kind of, you know, whilst you are still playing the expansion and the expansion is current, then sure, maybe on alts you have to, you know, go along the lines of re-rolling. But then they need to make the decision that once that content is actually no longer current content, they've hemorrhaged the achievements from everything anyway when you go from one expansion to another. Maybe that's the point where they can turn around and say, right, well now that we've left BFA, now that we've moved into the Shadowlands, if you've collected the reputation on one character, they should become account-wide. Because you have at least done that thing once. Like, it feels really strange to have, like, if you try and collect patterns, for example, on a character or on an alt, I can go back into as far back as BFA or even vanilla reputations, and if I get exalted with a BFA faction, I might have to get exalted 3 or 4 different times to be able to actually get all of the rewards off that faction. And the question is at this point, why? Why are you making me do the same thing 3 or 4 times? I can see the rewards are there, you know. If they just need to pick a direction and go with it. And the thing is, I'd like to clarify, I don't mind which way they take. I genuinely don't mind which direction they take. If they make the game super alt friendly, I'm happy. If they make the game super alt unfriendly, I'm also happy. I just want them to go in one direction or the other. Not kind of this kind of weird situation we're in right now where some things are account wide, some things are not. You can do some things on all the characters really quickly and easily, some things you have to grind for again. Feels disjointed. I guess that's the word I'll use to describe it. It makes the game feel very disjointed, and it creates an element of confusion that's not necessary. Either things are account wide and it's alt friendly, or it's not. One of the two. Oh, Pog Essence. Pog Essence. Now, this is a one-time only rare. One-time treasure, by the way. But we did get a Pog Essence from it. That's interesting. That's very interesting. That if the one-time rares, of which there's 27 of them, have the ability to provide Pog Essences, people are also incentivized to go and get the one-time treasures very early on. Does that mean we'll see a zerg of Pog Essences? Because people will be running around getting all the treasures. And then they will just... their supply will just disappear. Well, it's good to know at least. This is why we spend time doing this testing, because it's good to find these things out. That is now only the second place I've been able to get a Pog Essence from. We did a little bit of herbing and mining on our druid and was able to get one, but they're still very rare through herbalism and mining. I think it took us nearly 3 hours worth of farming to get even one of them. We've also just got one from a treasure, but it's a one-time treasure. This is not one of the... I've not got one from a daily, a repeatable treasure. I'm quite sure that one was a one-time only one. Are they soulbound or can you sell them? Oh, you can sell them. It even says in the tooltip, can be bought and sold on the auction house. Be right back, leveling more characters. Well, that might be the thing. You might want to bring your alts into Zereth Mortis initially to One was from a nest, right? Did I get one from a nest? I don't think I ever got one from a nest, did I? Did I get one from a nest? Because the nests might be repeatable. I don't think they'll stay that rare. The craftable 262s need one, and they can't meant to be that rare or expensive. But you got to remember, 262. We're going into the last patch of the expansion. Those 262 crafted pieces are going to be best in. Well, they're not going to be best in slot, but they're going to be incredibly high item level for the rest of the expansion. A 262 crafted item, let's not forget, is the same item level as a rank 6 legendary. They ain't going to dish them out like candy. They're unlikely to be 5k a piece. They're quite likely to be sizably expensive. Now, what I can't remember is I've had this treasure before, but I can't remember if I picked it up on my druid. Which is, it's making it difficult. Oh no, it shows that we have, this is already known in our collection, so we must have picked that up on our druid already. This is why I like to play the PTR just on a single character if possible, because then, you know, you don't get confused between what you've already done before. 200, 230 craftables now should be comparable in price to 233, 262s in 9.2. Or they will follow the same pricing structure, yeah. You got to remember the 230s of today were 40, 50k a piece. You know, when people were able to first craft them. They're not so much anymore, but that's only because people have tanked the price in them.
Many farewells.
Where can I find the instant 40 renown item again? Yeah, next to the Flight Master in Oribos, yeah. Besides soon, 9 point... My money's on the 22nd of February. 22nd, 23rd is when I guess. That's my guess. And I should really heavily, strongly emphasize it is a guess. Which would mean, what's that, 3 weeks from today? Meaning I would assume that we would get a release date either this week or at the latest next week. This submerged chest is one that I have no idea how to get to. Is there some way to get into this pool of water from somewhere else? Now that we can fly, we can explore the area a bit easier. Is there like a cave entrance or something around here that I'm missing? What are you? Oh, you're just a cipher-bound chest anyway. Let's grab you. Oh, in trying to feign death, I somehow managed to aggro both of them. Genius. 22nd of the 2nd, 22. Hey! Yeah! Two, all the twos. All the twos. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. You're right. 22nd day of the 2nd month in the 2022nd year. I mean, I know we can walk on water, but there's got to be a way to not walk on water, and I feel really dumb for not being able to work it out. Quick, make an article site. Well, yeah. Quick, let BuzzFeed know. Just stop believing, you fall right through. Take off my Jesus boots. Glimmer of discovery. Oh, lag spike. Oh dear, that was painful. Can we not maybe do we maybe have to get Pocopoc to go get it or something? No, I don't know. It's kind of why I want to play with the Cypher system a little bit more. It just pains me to have to farm up ciphers to test a system on a PTR. It's just batshit crazy. There should be a vendor standing next to the cipher system on the PTR that just gives you free ciphers so that you can and more importantly, there should be a second button for you to skip the time waiting on it. Time gating on a PTR is just like the most ridiculous idea ever. Goes to show that the PTR is not about testing. It's about free marketing. Right, well, I have no idea how you get down there. We'll work that out another day. In fact, this is an opportunity to ask Wowhead, right? Because surely Wowhead knows. Surely Wowhead knows. Let's park ourselves up here. What's this one called? This is the submerged chest, isn't it? In fact, how the hell are we going to search for that? I bet there's about a bazillion chests called submerged chest. Can you fish it up? That would be clever. Of course. Oh, because it's an E, not a U. Submerged chest. An NPC, sure. I assume it's this one. Do you cancel scan on the PTR? Yes, of course I do. Aha, this is the one. This is the one. Look, it seems to come to the top. Somebody's got videos on them already. 4 videos on it. Jesus. Alright, sure. Just tell me how to do it. Contains Admiral Pocopoc, which is a costume for Pocopoc, and a spatule opener, which currently has an unknown purpose. I've collected a few of these. Strangely perfect, shimmering, geometric form. Looks important. To make the submerged chest rise to the surface, you need to grab the dangerous orb of power located down here. It will then grant you the unbearable power. With it, you'll be able to interact with the forgotten pump at this location, which will then rise the submerged chest. Oh, clever. Okay. So, dangerous pump business, which was where? Dangerous pump was 6076. 6076. Down here somewhere. Oh, this thing, look. Dangerous orb of power. Yoink. I knew this had something to do with it. I found this before. Then we have to go put this in a pump somewhere. And the pump was where? 60s. Oh, right next to it, apparently. Where's this pump at then? Can I still fly with this thing? I can. Oh, look. Here it is, look. Here's the Forgotten Pump. Oh, beautiful. There we go. So then it rises, and now we can get the Pocopoc appearance. Beautiful. Spatule opener. Another one of these. We've got 3 of these things now. Admiral Pocopoc. So we've got an appearance for Pocopoc. Yoink. Infested Automacore. Equip a living Automacore to your back. A new toy. What's the toy do? Oh look, we got Wigglies on our back now. That's literally all it does. Alright, fine. Spatal opener. Surely somebody's worked out what these are for, right? Surely somebody's worked out what these are for. Spell progenitor orb. Can be found on multiple treasures around Zereth Mortis. There appear to be 7 in total, but we've only found 6 so far, contained in the following treasures. They're used as keys to unlock the sand piles for the achievement Sand Everywhere on a place called the Dormant Chamber located underground. How to reach this place or the contents of the sand piles is currently unknown, but the room contains a locus shift, so it may be related to the Gravid Repos or the resonant peaks in the northern part of Zereth Mortis. Okay. Well, maybe there's still work to be done on what's going on with those. Right. I think I'm kind of happy with that little bit of exploration for today. I think I might call it there. I know I've just had some cheese on toast, but I'm still remarkably hungry. I think I'm probably going to call it there for today, boys and girls. We got a little bit of stuff done. We got some auctions listed. We played around in Zereth Mortis for a little while. Progress is progress, even if it's slow and steady. I'm going to leave it there, though. We'll be back tomorrow. Will we? Hang on, think about it. Will we? Probably be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be Thursday. There's a good chance, thinking about it, that we'll get a PTR update in the next 24 hours. If we do, that will keep us busy. That will definitely keep us busy. But enjoy the rest of your day, boys and girls. Thank you all for joining. We've had some remarkable viewership numbers, for us at least, over the last few days. So thank you all. I hope you're enjoying. Make sure, if you haven't already, you hit that follow button before you leave. Is there anybody online? Can we send you anywhere? Is there anybody online? Is Zanzibar awake yet? I don't know if at this time of the day there's many people on. Probably not, unfortunately. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Have fun. I will see you all next time. Peace.